Yeah, that's right. We're doing a Pandora's box. We have to talk about some things I've been noticing in the fandom of DC, DC in general. So, DC Comics. This is not a metal show tonight. This is about nerd shit that I'm into. So, all the metalheads are welcome to stick around and listen to me rant and rave about DC Comics stuff. But actually DC Comics, they're actually not too bad. It's DC film and just some other things that are going on that Necron must address. So we shall start with that. As you know, or many of you don't know, years ago, maybe what were going on, like 4 or 5 years. Someone in the chat remind me. These hashtags right down here, created by Skywalker and Leon of the New Geeks, sells the SJL to Netflix, sells Snyderverse to Netflix, were created. The restored the Snyderverse kind of fizzled out because when James Gunn came in to running DC, he pretty much shut it down. There wasn't, that was supposed to be the end of the discussion, basically. He wasn't planning on doing anything Snyderverse related. He was done with it. And if you guys don't know what the Snyderverse is, it's Superman, Man of Steel, 3.75 years ago. Thank you, Bat Dan. It's Man of Steel. What's up, DC Talk? Cool to see you over here tonight. Man of Steel, BVS, and Zack Snyder's Justice League. Everything that came after that has nothing to do with Zack Snyder. Maybe, well, I mean, some. All right. The first Wonder Woman and the first Aquaman kind of related into there as well. So, but before I go into that, I'm going to kind of speed run through all this because we got to get to now. But we do have a special guest that's already arrived in the studio. And some of you may not know him, and some of you might. But for the first time on my channel, let's bring on Cozy. Here we go. What's up, dude?
Whoa, what's up, man?
How you
I had a
doing?
I had a rush over here because it was like eight, no, nine, like 40 something. I was like, yo, I gotta get over here.
Well, I
Um,
appreciate you coming through,
yeah,
man.
man.
That's cool. Yeah. See, one of the reasons I already like Cozy is because he's a fellow Texan.
Oh
So,
yeah,
yeah,
oh yeah. H
yeah,
town
he
again,
is
man.
straight to the east of San Antonio. Houston is like one of my second homes when I for my metal bands. We always love playing in Houston and all that. And we're gonna get you out to one of them shows, Cozy.
Bro, I would love to come, man. I would
Because
love to see
next
y'all
time we
perform.
play, I'll put you on the guest list and you just show up.
Hey, I
You know,
bet.
and you'll be like, "What the hell is going on?" But you'll have a good time, I guarantee. Because everyone,
Oh, yeah.
metalheads get a bad rap, but when you're they're like a very welcoming community. If you just show up being cool,
Yeah,
everybody gets along. Hey, you got Frank C here.
yeah.
So what I was just talking about, Cozy, is I was saying how Sky and Leon created the hashtags for the Cell movement. Sells the SJL to Netflix, sells Snyderverse to Netflix, and how basically when they did that, it really brought the fandom back from the dead.
Yeah,
There was
yeah.
because a lot of people accepted that the James Gunn thing was it. That was the nail in the coffin. They were ready to throw in a towel. I was kind of saying it kind of obliterated the restore the Snyderverse movement.
It
That
did. It did. Yeah.
there's a lot of, and so what we're going to talk about tonight is the funny rewriting of history that has gone on lately about how this came about. And you were probably someone who was watching on the outside looking in probably back
Oh,
then. Were you?
oh yeah. I wasn't like early on, but
Uh huh.
like I guess when it was starting getting closer to like the whole bidding with like Paramount and Netflix and all that,
Uh huh.
that's when it started. I
Okay.
started to like get in, and then I started playing catch up and finding out certain things. I'm like, oh, okay, that
Now,
makes sense now.
were you able to go back and watch videos and all that? Did you do all that stuff too, or were you just kind of just coming
Yeah,
in and
I was able to do a lot of research, and then as time went on, Frank C and others helped me
okay?
watch specific streams that would help, I guess, catch up to certain knowledge I need to know now. So,
Yes,
but
yes.
I was able to go back, rewatch streams, and like kind of see what was going on, who was fucking with who before they fell out and all
Yeah.
that. So I was like, all right, cool, all right, yeah,
So so let's say, let's rewind a little here. When Sky and Leon came up with the hashtags, right? And it started gaining momentum. And of course, Sky and Leon were, and me, what a whole cool table. A lot of people were very well associated with Mikey Sutton's Cooper Supreme. And as many of you don't know, oh, I forgot to say, what's up, Joe? Joe and Lilith from Australia. They're usually my blasting out here to death metal and stuff with me, but they're here tonight listening to me ramble about nerd shit. And we got
hey,
to keep this all in perspective. It's nerd shit, right? This is all nerd
yeah,
shit, but it's multi-million-dollar nerd shit.
hell yeah,
That's why there's so many people that are so passionate about what goes on, because this basically can make people's lives or ruin their lives. The ones
hmm
making these movies, the ones financing them, producing them, and all that. So that's why it's very volatile sometimes, even though it's nerd shit. There's a
yeah,
lot. There's multi-million-dollars tied up in this stuff. So anyway, when they came up with these hashtags, and from Mikey Sutton himself, and Mikey Sutton is really the only one who was truly connected to things of like knowing industry people.
yeah.
A lot of them say they do now and this that. It was Mikey, and when Mikey passed, all
All of that shut down.
all
All of
that
that
is
shut.
shut down. So if you're still getting
Yeah,
scoops from the old Mikey Sutton type crews, they're, they're pulling it out of their ass, man. It is not legit. It is just
yeah.
like, hey, you're just getting shit. But Mikey was legitimately connected to the industry. He had his in, and 9 times out of 10, and a lot of people would come to. How can I say this? A lot of people would try to say, well, Mikey, you didn't see James Gunn coming. A lot of people didn't, because that was done on the sneaky down low.
Yeah.
Because the original plan was Pam, Abby,
And
and Mike DeLuca.
Pam Abbey, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
major film executives over at Warner Brothers. Their plan was to restore the Snyderverse and have
Well,
Zack come back, and Zaslav went cheap behind everyone's back, and James Gunn basically told him, "I can make these movies cheap, and we'll turn a huge profit, and you don't have to pay all the Snyderverse actors and all of Zack Snyder." And well, we see how that we
yeah,
see
this
how
guy
that
up
turned
out.
out, right, dude? It is a
Uh,
disaster.
he didn't go. He should have went big and went home, man. Or he should have went big. He didn't go big. Now everybody got to go home and look
Me, can you
what happened.
imagine if in an alternate reality where they decided to go big?
Man, I've thought about this so
Can
many
you
times.
imagine if they just decided to go big and not go cheap? And they never even got the momentum back when they announced Henry Cavill returning. That set the
No,
internet on fire, and
yeah.
then they make them turn around and do some weird humiliation ritual, saying, "Well, no, guys, actually, I'm not going to be Superman," and horrible decision on their part, because that was
They killed
disastrous.
they killed that. Like I just don't understand how you have him announce he's back. You see the reception, and then you just like, hey, actually, tell him you're not back.
Can
Actually,
you imagine, like, what type of executive doesn't know how to read that? Like, hey, man, we just put the internet on fire. Maybe we need to, rethink this James Gunn thing, because the internet's on fire. They slandered Black Adam to death, which
yeah.
I always thought, it's not a great movie, but it's a cool movie.
I thought it was cool.
Yeah, it's a
I enjoyed it.
yeah. I had, like, okay, the kids and all that.
Yeah.
There were some goofy things, but for them, are we talking fucking Superman goofy? Fuck no, not
No,
at all.
like it's not the taste of what I would would want if Black Adam was in the hands of Zach, but it was still good enough to be like, hey, you're at least putting Cavill back in the suit. It's not his head's not cut off where we have to be like, oh, like, is it Cavill? Is it not?
Some
Like,
weird stuff going
yeah,
on.
like
Yeah.
at least this is like Calvin's in the suit. He's staring down Black Adam, and it's like, all right, cool. We're starting to get back to
We're getting back, but you can also say Black Adam at least looked like it existed in the world Zack Snyder created. To
yeah.
me, yeah,
No,
like
yeah. It really felt like that, especially with the like my favorite thing about it is the whole like him not caring about killing. Like he just like,
he's
hey,
Black Adam. Yeah,
yeah, like I'm
yeah.
gonna do the good. I'm gonna do good for my country, but I don't care if they live.
I don't have these codes that Superman has or any of that.
Yeah,
He just like he's gonna get the job done, like it or not. That was Black Adam. So definitely something that would come out of the Zack Snyder, world
yeah,
of DC. So when all this was going on, and Leon and Sky, came up with this. All the people who were, we were all running around with the same crews we were running around with at the time. I don't know if you saw that, but they were getting a lot of praise for basically saying, you saved the fandom. You came with these ideals really, and hey, we got a fandom star right here, Josh Herrera in the
hey,
chat.
shout
What's
out
up,
to
Josh?
Josh.
What's going on, dude? Good to see Josh. He's a great human being.
Yeah.
They were, and then would you even go as far as say that some of these guys were basically straight up glazing Sky and Leon with their
Oh,
praise?
when I was doing my research to the audience to let y'all know the research I done, I seen a lot of, oh, you're the one, you guys are the ones, you
Yes.
saved the fandom, and the funny enough, like I wasn't around when they made the hashtags and got it
Uh
going
huh.
like the first time around, but I was around enough to see people starting to their hopes starting to decline, especially when all that whole animation talk started coming about, and I'm like, why are we sitting around talking about hypotheticals about Zach could potentially do finish this or do this in animation and this, that, and the third? Like, I saw that and I'm like, yo, why are we
Comic
acting like,
books, animation.
yeah? I'm like, why are we talking about like we
Did you
lost?
kind of get the feeling that some of these people were always just trying to change the narrative into something other than theatrical movie, film releases? They were always trying to maybe like, well, guys, maybe if we don't get the movies, the films, we can do animated films or maybe finish it in a comic book.
Yeah, that's what I got when I first saw it because I was really confused. I'm like, we're acting like we lost. Like there's no hope. Like as if Zach just came out and said, "Hey, we can't do it in film," and it's like that's never happened. So when I
Never
saw
once.
people, not once, and I see
Never
people
once.
like talk about like, and like I said, it was hypotheticals. It's not like it's a definitive thing. They were talking about it like, what if Zach finished it in the animated movie, and the animated movie was like, I don't know, something on the level of like the animation of Love, Death, and Robots, or whatever. And I'm like, what are we doing? Like, why are we talking like why are we talking about this when we should be talking about, hey, I want to see this on the big screen. It's Henry Cavill in the suit, Ben Affleck in the suit, Gal
Yep.
Gadot in the suit, Ezra Miller, Ray Fisher, Jason Momoa in the suit. Why are we not talking about that? Why are we talking about hypotheticals?
Why are you getting the possibility of a steak, but you're going to settle for a 2 hour old McDonald's cheeseburger?
Exactly.
Why are you doing this? Why? Oh, well, then you might want to leave, dude, because I am total pro Batflick. I don't know
Oh,
why.
I'm super pro Batfleck.
Yeah, Paul, I'm surprised. I mean, did you not see the warehouse scene in BVS? I mean, if that doesn't settle the score on who
I
Batflick is, I don't know who what you want
look,
out of Batman.
it's Kevin Conroy, and then Ben Affleck is right there. Ben Affleck is right there. Like, and if we're just strictly talking about live action, Ben Affleck.
Yeah,
But
Ben Affleck. Um, I said, what's funny? Because I know Paul don't mean no harm by it because he's more of a casual dude, but
mhm.
I'll challenge you, Paul. Go watch the director's cut, the Ultimate Edition of BVS. Well, I mean, if you hate Ben Affleck, that's a different.
Okay, yeah, that's
Yeah,
different.
but
That's
you can't tell me he's not a good Bruce Wayne Batman. That's yeah. I get the same thing with my wife because she's like, oh, she cheated on. I mean, he cheated on his, whatever. And I'm like, well, I mean that, whatever. I mean, I mean,
yeah,
I
like
guess
him cheating ain't got nothing to do with me.
that has nothing to do with the
Yeah,
Batflick character. That's just a personal thing. So I mean, whatever. It's not like he, fucking killed somebody.
yeah,
He just had a horrible marriage life for a while there. He wasn't doing well, and he admitted to it. He goes, I was a fuck up, I was drunk, I wasn't being a good husband, a casual nerd. But I suggest you go watch the Ultimate Edition of BVS, and then Zack Snyder's Justice League, and tell me you don't like those movies. Because I am usually shocked when metalheads do not like Zack Snyder stuff, because I'm like, so we're saying we don't like badass, this brutal, because they're brutal, right? For a
yeah,
superhero movie, they can be pretty brutal takes on these characters instead of, who. Why are we obsessed with, like some fans all of a sudden are obsessed with Superman has to smile? Why does Superman smile enough, everybody? Why is Superman, which actually, that's a straight up lie because Superman did smile a lot in freaking
yeah,
Man of Steel. That's just, one of those things, you know, it's like, what is it called? Like the noise machine factor. You just say it so much and put it out there so
yeah.
much. People just start to believe it. Like, yeah, he's the most unhappiest Superman ever. No, he's actually what Superman would really be like in the world we live in. That was the take.
And even in
Batman
comics,
loves Ezra Miller. That's
and
fact.
even in comics, it's the same thing that you see in Man of Steel, BVS, and ZSL. Is he's smiling in specific like situations. It's not like gonna he's not gonna be smiling in battle. He's not gonna be smiling when something's bad or sad is happening. Like
No shit.
that's just not.
That's unrealistic. Like, hey, keep your chin up, kid. Even though this whole building just crumbled on everybody you love, like it's not going to happen. It's stupid. I mean, if you love that version of Superman and you want to freaking go up, and watch the Christopher Reeves ones, knock
Mhm.
yourselves out, enjoy them, But that's what is that, like 40 fucking years ago now? It's time to kind of move on from Christopher Reeve,
Honestly,
I mean, I grew up, I was a kid. That was my shit, I fucking loved that. And it holds a special, place in my heart for sure from Christopher Reeve Superman movies. But
mhm.
I ain't gonna fucking lie. When I saw Man of Steel, I was like, that's fucking Superman. That's how it should be. Yeah, Christopher Lee. Did I say Christopher Lee? I meant to say Christopher Reeves. Yeah, Christopher Lee. That's a totally different story. He's fucking fantastic. But Henry Cavill as Superman was definitive for the world we live in at that time.
Yeah.
This time,
And
and
it's surprising that you said that there isn't a lot of metalheads that watch Zack's DC, because I don't know, to me,
go for it.
Zack's DC movies is like the most metal shit I've ever seen.
Oh, I agree. For a comic book movie,
Yeah,
it's the most metal fucking shit. You can't sit here and tell me Parademons, Darkseid, and all that isn't fucking awesome.
no,
They're basically fighting Lucifer from the cosmic side. Darkseid is a evil fucking entity.
yeah,
He's an evil god.
yeah,
If
yeah.
Necron made a femboy superhero movie, or femboy, or fanboy, I guess you're trying
Oh,
to say, yeah, I would be all over it. Yeah, I mean, I pretty much like everything he's done. I don't give a shit. I will say it. He's his action is impeccable. I mean, the warehouse scene, that I remember seeing that, and I was like going, God damn, they fucking got Batman right. This is
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
Batman, dude. And
I was in the theaters.
I was one of the Ben Affleck's like, oh, J Lo's husband or whatever. Well, come on, man. And then I was like sitting there going, throughout the whole movie, I was like, and then he was just so fucking unhinged, you know, like that was the
Yeah.
most on-screen brutal version of Batman ever put to screen. How can metalheads not fucking say, wow, that's not my Batman?
I was like, this is Batman. I'm like, this is the Batman I've been waiting to see on screen.
Yes.
I was just like, why did it take so
And
long?
I was one of those dudes that, like a Christian Bell, you know, I was like, you know,
Yeah.
I was one of those dudes like, well, you know, that's like the definitive Batman until BVS. And I
Yeah.
remember arguing with my wife that night saying, she was like, Kristen Bell is still better, but I know her little reasons why. And I was like, fuck no, that, as a lifelong Batman fan, I'm going on the record and saying that's Batman. Yeah, that is a good one, Paul.
Oh, your one's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, and I can't argue with Kevin Conroy. I mean, that's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Like
that's
why I said
definitive.
like overall Kevin Conroy is gonna be number one. But if we're talking live action, Ben Affleck is number one.
But who did Kevin Conroy say was the best live action Batman? Like, who did it right? Ben
Ben
Affleck.
Affleck. And
I
he
mean,
and also he said
the GOAT.
that Henry Cavill Superman is the Superman that he's been wanting to see.
Yes, dude. I mean, casuals out there that watch, you know, the Justice League cartoon, watch Batman the animated series, watch Superman the animated series. Sky has a montage on his channel where it's just showing basically scene per scene how much Sky, not Sky, but Zack Snyder was influenced by these versions, and these are the versions everyone goes to and says that's a definitive Justice League, that's a definitive Batman. That and fucking Zack Snyder uses those as templates for his film. So I don't know what we're talking about here. All right, I got way off track, but we're gonna go back to fucking these guys glazing Sky and Leon about they were the saviors, they were the chosen ones, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, we Sky goes out. He goes to all the Zack Snyder's events, all the key ones. He's the first one to ask Zack Snyder how at a Zack Snyder DC event, the only one that says, "Hey, if a third party got the rights to make your DC universe, would you be interested in doing that?" And Zack Snyder basically responded and said, "Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to that. I would do it." So, boom, that right there tells you what Zack Snyder and Skywalker was the first one to get him really to commit to the ideal of continuing the universe. Right, pretty much after a lot of people were trying to put the coffin lid shut on it.
Yeah.
So that gave us a lot of hope. Now, fast forward now. Unfortunately, Mikey Sutton unexpectedly passes away. Right? No one. It was it was a very tragic thing because of all the things Mikey had getting ready to do in his life. Dreamwalkers was getting picked up. His comic book was getting picked up by Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
It was already in development. It was gonna be on Netflix, everyone. But with him passing, it just kind of obviously he was the man. It was his thing. So it did not come to be because he was not around anymore to carry it. But would you say a lot of people use Mikey's death as a way to pivot and start
Oh yeah.
changing up their what they were doing prior?
Oh yeah. To the point where somebody who was, I say this with quotation marks, of they're friends with him, all the streams he had with Mikey is all of a sudden gone. And it's like, it's kind of weird that if you're friends with somebody and you have a bunch of streams with them, you wouldn't think to get rid of it when they die. You would
Wouldn't
keep
you
up.
like leave it up as a damn tribute
Yeah,
to him? Like, hey, all my Pandora boxes with Mikey are up, still up, unless YouTube took them down. But I didn't take them down. But you can't sit here and tell me YouTube took down every damn video, because there were a lot.
yeah,
I'm just going out on my channel and saying that that was one of the most disrespectful, disgusting moves of to Mikey, to take down all his videos with you, that you basically didn't want to show who built your channel.
yeah.
That's what that was about. And you used that as a way to do that. And I think that's fucking lame.
And then even worse, when you get called out for these things and doing other egregious things, you use Mikey as a shield, as if people are attacking you. Or when you get called out, the people who's calling you out, you're making it seem like they're attacking Mikey and this and the third, when it's really no, we're calling you out for the weird, egregious stuff you're doing, and Mikey would be disappointed. But you take that and be like, don't use my dead friend's name in vain like that. How dare you? Blah blah. It's like, bro, no, like,
No one said anything bad about Mikey.
yeah, like,
They're calling you out for why are you erasing your history with Mikey. There needs to be a reason for that.
yeah.
Why? What? You can just go ahead and do that, and just, well, that's that's wrong, dude. They only support Mikey when it supports their agenda. Wow, a lot of true colors, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, speaking of pivots, so a lot of people and one main guy pivoted away from the Syndicate, Cool Table crew, and basically like did it in such a manner where it was like a severed head approach. Just came out and said, "Yeah, I'm gonna, have some changes on the channel, and all these people you never heard of now are gonna be my buddies, and we're gonna come on and who the and all the old regulars are like, who the hell are these people?"
Yep.
I mean, do you almost feel like some of these people are just like plants?
I say they're plants, and I would say half of it is plants and half of it is like one of those things of like, I imagine what Campia does. Not trying to name drop Campia, but like,
Yeah.
I imagine Campia is cool with other big name YouTubers who do this kind of same stuff he does. They're in a group chat or whatever, and they coordinate with each other. That's what I imagine that is, and it's so funny too, because that person, it's so weird, because or I don't want to say weird, it's funny because it's bad when your own audience who's rocking with you is calling you out and noticing the weird, like, imagine, like, Necron, imagine you are doing like your metal stuff, and then all of a sudden, like, you start doing country and then bringing country artists on here instead of metalheads, and then the audience is like, yo, like,
That's
we know you
that's
for a metal, like,
like
and then you start changing things,
that's a
like,
great point. Imagine if like I just started bringing on country, like out of the blue. Even though I do like some country songs, but I'm not gonna put it on my fucking channel. That's not what I'm known for. And so that's a great point. That was the shock to us.
mm-hmm.
Like, just what is this? What is going on here? I remember one time. This is funny. I used to listen to this radio station here in town, and I don't know who's watching. Hey, what's up, JD? The Country Hour. Wee ba boo boo. Oh, anyway, I was listening to fucking KZEP. They played like classic rock, right? And I was at work, so I couldn't go crazy blasting black metal and death metal because it'd be like, well, what the fuck is this shit? So I used to listen to the KZEP. And they just played like really lightweight, rock, like 70s, 80s, 60s, whatever. Yeah, James knows. He's a hometown boy. And I was literally at work listening, and they changed formats like in the middle of the day. went urban contemporary, and I didn't really. I had it low, right, and it was so
Yeah.
weird because I was like, working, and I kept hearing it, but I wasn't really paying attention. And I go, what the fuck? I'm like, wait a minute, what? And I turned it up, and it's all California. dun, 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 dun. And I was like, yeah, what the fuck? Am I on the right station? And, I mean, it was just weird, and the DJ came back on, and he was like, he goes, yeah, everybody, I hope that Dr. Dre did not shock you too much. We just changed formats. And I was like, what the fuck? This is crazy, dude. That's how we felt. It was just a shock. Like, what's going on here? And I almost think that this dude did a lot of this stuff and out of pettiness.
Yeah.
Pettiness of being jealous of Skywalker.
Mm-hmm.
And everything Sky was doing and the momentum Sky was building with Leon and the Syndicate and the Cool Table and all that stuff. But mainly, I would say Sky and Leon. Be jealous of these two. Which, it's just atrocious that you would be like that to these guys who basically, I don't know if you ever heard those wars that they used to have with a certain other part of fandom we're not going to name, but they would like, and then a certain other writer would try to get everyone to get along and have these debates on his channel. And yeah, and Still Nation was getting hammered. It was bad. It was bad until Sky and Leon went on there and basically got Still Nation off of life support and just pretty much destroyed these guys for him and debated them into the ground. There was no coming back. And basically, they saved his reputation. And they didn't want anything back for it. They were just supporters. So, how are you going to turn around a couple years later, less than like, what was it, Bat Dan, a year or two later from that time, that you would turn around and just, nah, I'm not cool with these dudes. And the only thing I can think, it has to be jealousy. Someone was jealous. Because what does jealousy make people act? Irrational. And those were irrational decisions. Like, why are you doing that to these guys? They're your boys. They have your back. They saved your platform. Not even a year after Mikey's death.
That's crazy.
It was pretty quick. It was pretty quick. I remember Austin was the first one to stream after Mikey's death. And he did a stream, basically a video game stream of him driving. Because, Austin likes cars and all that. And Sil came on with him. And kind of like, it was just a healing moment for everyone to hang out again. And come back and just be together and talk. Because, it was rough when Mikey passed away. It was unexpected. No one, it was basically like being, on cloud nine with everything that was going down and happening to, falling through the cloud and hitting the ground. It was crappy, especially, all the big plans. But, so what I'm getting at here is, Syndicate, Cool Table, had a lot to do. And here's someone, TJ, who was there from the beginning. TJ used to be in all the nation's chats. I remember TJ, and he saw it. And I think a lot of them even tried to stick around and, out of loyalty, not be a backstabber. But, hey, TJ, when did you finally say enough is enough? Was it when he started glazing all the James Gunn stuff? Because that was the next big betrayal.
Oh my God! Oh, I can't.
This dude was a pro Snyderverse dude, he was supposed to be, and then all of a sudden, he was acting like, "Hey, man, First, I remember this cozy. It was this: I support all DC projects. I'll never be the guy who, doesn't talk about anything DC. I used to not think much of it, but now I know what that meant. That was to cover up his agenda, that he had planned, that he was going to start supporting all this other stuff. So that was crazy. 2 a.m. watch party for Creature Commandos. I wouldn't even have a watch party at 2 p.m. on a Saturday or a Sunday. That's terrible. Why would you do that? Unless you're, yeah. DC Talk left. A lot of us left. Bat Dan left. It was just such a betrayal. But what? Oh, the Barbie streams. I forgot that.
That's still crazy. You chose Barbie over Oppenheimer. You chose Barbie over Nolan.
Not only did he do that, he chose Aquaman 2 over Rebel Moon. Remember that?
That too, yeah. Rebel Moon. He chose Aquaman 2 over Rebel Moon.
Live from the theater. Wow, Rebel Moon was premiering on Netflix. We're getting live from the theater, out of the theater, to talk about Aquaman 2. Which we all know Aquaman 2 was trash.
Yeah.
There's worse, but compared to Aquaman 1, and yeah, Aquaman 1's all right, it's watchable. Aquaman 2 is it's pretty bad. Anyway, okay, TJ says, for me, it was when they started doing more of the Marvel stuff and specifically had Marvel fans who were also James Gunn fans. All James Gunn's fans are Marvel fans. Remember that?
That is true. Because for me, I'm a DC Marvel fan. I'm not a James Gunn fan.
I like them both, but I'm DC.
Yeah, same. Yeah, just
Wow, I just read something, but I can't publicly state it. But fuck, yeah, yeah. All fucking Marvel fans are James Gunn's fans, and James Gunn fans. He brought that with them, and I don't hate Marvel. Hell, I'm mad, dude. I'm mad. I'm fucking mad. All right, I'm gonna admit it. I see these fucking Avengers trailers, and they look fucking great. They look fucking like, man. It pisses me off, Cozy. It fucking pisses me off.
I know,
gotta watch
man.
this fucking. It looks so fucking awesome. And what are we getting? What do we get to look forward to?
What is it? Lanterns, but Hal Jordan's dead. In first
Hal
episode
Jordan's dead. First episode. Spoiler if you ain't watched it, but yeah. And I watched that just a little bit earlier because I got HBO. Whatever, I'm gonna watch it. I can tell you one thing. It doesn't feel like a Green Lanterns thing. I don't get the Green Lantern vibe from it, but it's okay as story wise. I'm like, it's okay as a detective mystery thing, but man, Green Lantern wise, it doesn't feel like, wow, these are Green Lanterns. Hal Jordan did not act like the Hal Jordan I've seen and read about over the years. Totally different personality.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's see. He barely covered Rebel Moon. I really watched Sky streams when I was on the ouch just to hear Rebel Moon and Twilight of the Gods. Yeah, that's another thing. All these haters saying, all we talk about is Zack Snyder and this and that. When we're having watch parties for Twilight of the Gods, Rebel Moon, talking about it. Skywalker's flying basically coast to coast from L.A. To New York City to do live coverage of a Rebel Moon premiere party. But yet all we do is just talk about, we're obsessed with Zack and DC. Are there any plans for Lobo? I don't think so. Not after that. We gotta admit it. Supergirl bombed hard. I could, I couldn't even imagine it was gonna bomb that bad, dude. I knew it probably wasn't gonna be a big hit or anything, but that was like it.
I thought it was gonna do at least better than Superman. I'm like,
I did, or at least on pace.
Yeah.
Okay, it might, maybe a little above, a little below, but in the same fucking neighborhood.
Yeah. I think the plans for Lobo, I think they said was he's going to be in Superman Man of Tomorrow. That was the last thing I heard about that. But
yeah, I think with that one, to use a Zack Snyder Lovell will be turning back into Aquaman. If they want to make money, yeah. Oh, I think James Gunn is firing all his bullets with Man
Yeah,
of Tomorrow because he knows that's it.
yeah.
Look at this. Supergirl bombed worse than Catwoman.
It's so funny. I was telling my grandma this today. I was
Uh
like,
huh.
Supergirl did did worse than Catwoman, and Catwoman is like down at the bottom of the totem pole, and it did worse than that.
I mean, are we talking like adjusted for inflation or just in general?
I think it was just in general because I
Yeah,
think
can you imagine? Because when did fucking Catwoman come out when everybody went to the movies?
I know it was like early 2000.
Early
Like
2000s. Yeah. That. Wow. And it made less than that? Unreal. But Jason Momoa needs Snyder. Him without Snyder in Lost Kingdom was terrible. Yeah, it was. It was fucking goofy.
they made him. They made him like they basically Aquaman 2 because I saw Aquaman. I saw Rebel Moon first, and then saw Aquaman 2 in theaters. I didn't do the other way around like Sil. But even when I saw it in theaters, I was like now hindsight's 2020. I'm like, yo, Gunn was basically introducing the goofiness
Yes.
with his Aquaman because even when I was watching, I'm like, why is he this goofy? Like even in like
Would
the first Aquaman,
Aquaman
he made some jokes.
act this way? Would Aquaman really do this goofy
Yeah,
shit?
and then you had Orm, which was badass in the first movie, and then in this movie you have him eating a cockroach. And I'm like, what are we doing?
That's right. That is total James Gunn ideals. You can't tell me otherwise. That has James Gunn stupid shit written all over it.
Yeah, man.
Ironically, Amber Heard was the best part of Lost Kingdom.
Actually, it was actually what's his Black Manta. Black Manta was actually the best part of Lost Kingdom.
He was pretty awesome. Black
'Cause
Manta
if-
usually is pretty awesome though.
yeah, because if you take Black Manta out of it, I wouldn't have cared at all. Like Black Manta gave me some type of care about the movie.
And okay, we're gonna just derail from this comment because my buddy Joe says Jason Momoa as Conan was underrated, and you know what? I totally agree. Jason Momoa played Robert E. Howard's Conan to a T. It's just that he didn't get a good script or director.
Yeah.
If they would have did it, someone who knew what they were doing, I think we would have had a totally different projection with his Conan because he is. If you read the comics, he is Robert E. Howard's. Like how he would be. That's Conan.
Yeah.
I know everybody loves Schwarzenegger, and so do I. That's like definitive Conan. But if you read, Conan isn't a silent brute. He's a kind of a smart, witty guy, and he's not a giant muscle-bound person, but he's not a twig eater. Basically, what Momoa is. He it would have been, but. They kind of messed it up with the story and the villain and all that, so that sucks. Yeah, it was a missed opportunity because what I really liked, like the first part of the movie, like when he was a kid and all that, and they had that hunting scene. That shit was fucking killer. I like that. This is cool, but then I think the villain kind of killed it for me too. He just wasn't believable.
Yeah.
But when he was fighting those sand demons and all that, I was like, that was fucking all right for me. Did you not like that?
No, I liked it. I was like, I still enjoy this movie to this day. It's just I know it could have been better.
Yeah, that like Sin said, it was a missed opportunity. They could have had something there, but they fucked it up. They didn't give them a good enough script and director to make it good. All right, okay, what? I bet Supergirl had big tits popping out.
I'm telling you right now, you could have gave her the biggest tits. That was not going to save the movie. I'm telling you right now.
So Sydney Sweeney as Supergirl would not have saved the movie?
No.
I have not seen it, so I don't know. I watched some of the clips.
I watched the bootleg with the homies because we were like, you know what? We heard this is bad. We watched Superman bootleg. Let's watch this bootleg. Fuck it.
Yeah.
We watched it. Oh my god. I I thought I hated Superman. I hated this
Oh, is
way
that
more.
bad, dude?
It's that bad. I'm like,
How can
yo,
they do that?
there's there's
How
only
can they
like
make it
one.
worse than Superman?
I, you're asking the same questions I asked. I was
Like,
like,
how
how
could
did
did you
y'all?
try? Is this like what you wanted it to be worse? Is this was your goal? You succeeded. Wow. You can make. How hard could it be to make anything worse than Superman?
That's what I'm saying. And I hated Superman, and I'm like, yo, y'all made something worse than that.
My wife wanted to see Superman, and she had movie money, and she tricked me. She took me out to eat at the island. We had some drinks, and she goes, "I got movie money," and I go, "Oh, cool." She goes, "Let's go see that Superman." All right, whatever. I didn't pay for it. I know Leon gets on my ass because he's like, "But you took the time to drive to the movie, sit down at the." All right, dude, whatever, man. My wife wanted to see a damn movie. I'm sorry, I didn't like spend my money on it. Is what I'm saying. I wouldn't have spent my fucking money on it. But anyway, and I remember I saw it. I was buzzed out. All right, so I was like, whatever. I
Yeah.
thought it was like a whatever. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. But then I went back and like watched it again on the bootleg, and
Hmm.
then I watched Man of Steel, and I was like,
Oh my god,
"What
it's
the
night and day.
fuck, dude?
It's night and day, man.
This is
Oh,
bad." And then, and then we did this. I was trying to be good cop, bad cop with Sky, and I finally had to admit, all right, yes, it was fucking terrible.
it, it
It's
was
fucking
man.
terrible. Okay,
It
and
was bad.
and
Oh,
then when you put it up against Man of Steel, you really just like get the fucking sense slapped out of you. Like, dude, what? We gave this up for that? We
and I
gave
think
this
that's
up
what
for?
happened. I think that's what happened with a lot of people who went in who wanted to see Superman. I think they saw that, then went home, watched Man of Steel, and they're like,
Wait a minute.
yeah, yeah.
We
They're
gave this
like,
up for that.
yeah.
It's also too. I think a lot of people were like the desert island guy starving.
Hmm.
He eats a cracker, and a cracker is like the best thing in the fucking world to eat because he hasn't eaten anything in like 20 days. So he's like, dude, it's so fucking great. So tasty. So, and then he finally gets rescued and gets a real meal, and he's like, fuck that cracker, man. These cheeseburgers are fucking. That's the shit. That's the shit. And no pun intended though. Fuck that cracker. That was fucking funny. I love that right there. Woo! All right. What do we got? We got the prime in here. So we're gonna get back to these backstabbers.
Oh yeah,
So Sky goes and gets told by one of these guys, and most of y'all know who we're talking about. So I'm not gonna name them for reasons of legality, I suppose. But I'm not gonna name them. They were just giving Sky a speech on how he's the one, he saved the fandom, this and that, you're doing your thing. Literally told Sky this when he's getting ready to hop on a plane, go to New York, and do some, live streaming from New York for Rebel Moon premiere party in New York City. Telling him this. Lo and behold, while Sky's in the air, the guy that does that hops on a writer's show, and all of a sudden they're just kind of making fun of people with hashtags. I don't know if you ever saw that, dude.
I did not.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I'm not gonna be hashtagging until I'm 50 years old. Yeah, what are we gonna hashtag? Please make Snyderverse in the year 59 or some bullshit. They were just, it was like a literal backstab, like the knife going in the back.
That's interesting because that same person is hashtagging to this day. So that's very interesting that that person hopped on a stream and was going along with making fun of people using hashtag.
Yeah,
That's very curious. Hmm.
yeah, it's very curious indeed. It's a curious case that you would sit here and tell this guy, you know, you're fucking doing the right thing. You really helped the fandom. This and that. Keep doing your thing. To like while he's up in the air, saying, all these hashtags are getting ridiculous. They're stupid and all that. This guy right here is a maniac from Indiana. Mike Violate, let's see what he brings to the conversation. You should have me on, Necron. Me and my brother, Nasty Nate, made a Batman comic called Buttman and Robin Bird. It's about how Alfred got busted doing weird shit with young Bruce. Bruce Dads finds out. I'm sure that's fantastic. We'll have you on another night to talk about that, Mike, but not tonight.
Buttman and Robin Bird.
Yes. This man had a video taken down on YouTube on someone's channel because a band was playing Mordant Red, and he decided to get up on stage in a gimp costume,
Oh my god.
wearing diapers that looked like it had diarrhea in them, and someone came and looked like they started eating the diarrhea. Well, I guess that was too much for YouTube, and that was that. So I'm sure your comic is very high fucking standards. Mike, I can't wait. Send me a copy. Maybe I'll do an actual unboxing on here. Oh, man. Anyway, we got Tone Joker from New York City, the Bronx. What's up, Tone? Good to see you here, dude. Tone rules. So, yeah, these guys who are supposed to be this dude's friend decide to start slamming them.
Mhm.
They don't say, but come on, man. We know what you did. You're. So I think it almost seems like there was a conspiracy somewhere along the way. Like we're gonna try to take the cell out of the cell movement and Sky. Do you feel that way, or am I just
Oh
reading
yeah.
that wrong?
No. Of course, because funny enough, because I think the part you're missing also in this in the
Yeah, bring in what I
content,
forget, man. Shit.
yo, Sky hit this guy up to host a stream while before Sky hops on a plane to go to New York and do the do the interview at the premiere party.
That's right. Because I was called in at the last minute to fill in.
Yep.
This
Ghosts
dude,
him,
this
tried to
dude.
hit him up again, ghosts him again.
That's right. Trying to kind of sabotage his thing, and then giving lame excuses like, "Oh, I was busy. I forgot. Sorry, didn't see the messages." And like, dude, this isn't like some little normal stream. Where we're gonna sit around and talk about comics or something. It was an event. It was an event. Freaking Zack Snyder's there at these events. The cast and crew are there at these events. Yeah, now I remember. I got called in last minute, maybe I don't know, a day or two, or maybe a day before, and say, Necron, can you host this for me? Because the person who said they would is ghosting. They're not coming through, and I was like, well. Unlike some of these people who say they backed them I'm going to back Skywalker when he needs help.
Yeah.
Because one thing I always notice about Skywalker, he is who he is. He's not bullshitting anyone. What you see on camera, that's who he is.
Mm-hmm.
He's just this is all from here. And what maybe they got mad about, I think a lot of other people saw that too. That it was a real natural thing. It wasn't just all about me, and how is this gonna how is this gonna make me famous or make me write my name into the fandom book of the Snyderverse or whatever. Sky just wanted to make it happen.
Mm-hmm. And that's the problem with these people of like, because it's the what's the thing, like it's that thing of like projection of like,
very good call, projection.
They wish they could be like Sky of being authentic and build up a community off of authenticity, but because they can't,
like a grassroots thing. Yeah,
like grassroots, but because they can't do that because they've been manipulating people behind the scenes, or I don't want to say behind the scenes, but more in front of the scenes, and are a different way behind the scenes. That's why they have an issue. And it goes back to what you said about that certain person. because I can apply that word you said, jealousy, with other people. It was a jealousy thing.
They
So,
were jealous they couldn't get that
mhm,
grassroots
yep,
movement behind them like Sky did, even though they were been doing it longer.
yeah,
Let me tell you something, because I run into this in a lot of metal, and I'm getting yeah, I'm getting older too, so I try not to do this. But just because you've been doing something longer, you're not entitled to shit.
yeah.
You get that out of your fucking head. Well, I've been doing this forever, so I should. No. If someone comes along and does it better, guess what? They're
Hey,
going to get the views and they're going to get the people watching or whatever. And that's just a fact of life. So don't get mad at someone else's game is better than yours. Step your game up or move on to
learn,
something else.
learn from them, study them. It's like,
Yeah. Don't hate on them because, I've been doing this longer and, I was partners with this guy before you, but now I see him wanting to do, right, comics and movies or books with you and other people. What about me? I was the original. You didn't have that personality that this person has.
yeah,
So that's what you want to do, man. You get mad at life, like that's like you just said. Maybe learn from it. See why? Maybe be a little more natural. Maybe not just take advantage of your chat, people who support you, and then when they one time, what fucking pissed me off one time, Cozy?
what's
This
up? What
dude
happened?
introduced among million other things, but this one did. This dude introduced like a new membership level, right?
Yeah,
And I said, "Oh, cool." I subscribed to it, right? Like fast, like right away, just because I like supporting them. And then this dude goes, "Oh, Necron. Well, I mean, if you would have just waited, I was going to throw out some free ones, but I guess that's on you." And like, kind of like made me look stupid, like trying to make me look stupid for like supporting. And I sit there and think like, is he fucking kind of is he kind of fucking shading me or something for supporting? I
that's
was this
that's
is weird
weird.
behavior, like instead of saying, "Hey," people always say, "Hey, thanks for support," right?
Yeah,
That this motherfucker got so cocky he just thought he could talk shit about people giving him money.
and and the other thing is, just like, even if you're giving free out or free like membership out, what's stopping you from giving more afterwards?
No shit.
Oh, hey, Necron, you supported. I was going to give some free out, but hey, here on the side, here's a free one for next month, so you don't have to,
Yeah,
like,
something, a credit, I don't know. But
yeah,
and so I started seeing things like that too, where like the ego was like getting a little like out of control. Like, whoa, that's weird. I'm getting criticized for supporting, or being made fun of for supporting. All right, you know what? I have problems, but I don't go crying to my chat when my fridge breaks down, or
so
when, or I can't get a haircut or have a decent pair of shoes. I usually handle that shit myself.
yeah,
I don't know how in the goddamn world you go knowing how Sky and Leon handle business, and you don't show up with your A game. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that's the weird thing. I don't show up to a event or a day before an event that I'm supposed to be there meeting Zack Snyder, and I'm not. I don't have good shoes, good clothing,
here's
decent
all
haircuts,
you know.
something
I mean,
like,
I know I got long hair, but I keep it in place at least. You
yeah.
got all fucking flyaways sticking out here and going that way, and just like, come on, bro. And Sky Leon are like, you know how they are. They're gonna. You're lucky they were nice enough to say, "Hey, we're gonna clean you up and make you presentable."
That's the crazy thing, because when
They
like,
actually cared about you, so you
I
wouldn't look like a fucking punk.
I called him out about that. Like, I called him out, but about like something else, but he took it further, so I further devolved. I'm like, because I remember he like said something about like I think I brought up how like Mikey would be disappointed, and you moved his streams and this, that, and the third, and you just try to make it seem like, oh, how dare you like bring up my dead friend? You have low moral or something like that. And I'm like, I have low morals, but you went out to an event and people you called your friends let you stay at the crib,
Yeah,
gave you shoes, paid for
got
your
you.
haircut.
Got you a haircut. Probably gave you
Oh,
this shirt you were wearing too. I bet. I bet you. I bet you they did.
yeah, probably paid for your food, all that, and then you turn your backs on them. But I have the low moral though.
Yeah,
Right, okay.
yeah,
So yeah, I'm just like I don't. There's no way I'm turning my back on people who help me out when I'm at my lowest.
yeah.
That's wild.
I
So
like that's when you know, like most people are like, wow, these dudes really had my back. They didn't want
yeah,
me to, because they knew what other people were going to do if you showed up looking like that.
yeah,
They knew, they were gonna dog him, man. Saying, hey, he kind of looked homeless or something. I don't know, but it'd be something in that neighborhood because these nerd stuff gets ruthless behind the scene. It is. It's a battle. So after establishing that, the nation, we'll call it, changes the format, gets rid of all the old crew. There's a couple that stick around, and they must be on the payroll or something because I don't know how in their right mind they can sit there and stomach that and know for a fact that, like, this is not what this was about. This
yeah.
man now all of a sudden is going back to Zack Snyder grifting.
Are we
Because
sure? Are we sure he went back to Snyder grifting? Because I know what you're saying, but
I haven't I seen the algorithm posts. I don't
okay.
watch. I don't know. Maybe if you have insight on that, let me know. Because
There,
I thought he was Snyder grifting, or is he trying to do a reverse psyops?
he's playing. He's still trying to play. So he went to grifting for Gunn after leaving grifting for Snyder.
Snyder, yeah,
Then went
totally
back.
grifting for Gunn.
Man,
It was embarrassing.
the craziest grift.
Blue shirt and everything.
Oh man, talking about meals from certain fast food restaurants that's promoting Gunn's DCU.
Got all the Dairy Queen snacks and drinks and burgers or whatever. It had James Gunn Superman on it.
Oh yeah, went from that back to grifting for Snyder, and then just recently, and TJ is bringing it up. He's doing a stream about a certain show.
Lanterns, we can say it. They're literally doing it right now, according to TJ.
Doing lanterns, a stream on lanterns, and you were just recently talking about some hashtag fire gun, hashtag this. Like you made a hashtag about firing gun. You were so gun ho about getting rid of James Gunn from the DC. Now you're back talking about lanterns and streaming about it like you did with Creature Commandos. Crazy.
I mean, at this point, no matter how good Lanterns is or whatever, I'm not streaming about it. I'm not supporting James Gunn, and what his universe has done, because you know what I see up on the big screen? It ain't Lanterns, but I see Goofy, Supergirl.
Yeah.
I see James Gunn as Lobo, and I mean James Gunn. That's hilarious. No, Jason Momoa as Lobo, and I love the character Lobo. That was my nickname in the fandom, Lobo. So come on. And what I saw of that, it didn't really seem like Lobo. Am I crazy, dude? Like it didn't. It was.
You had fan art that had Jason Momoa looking better as Lobo than whatever they did in Supergirl, which is crazy. You let Krypton, the show Krypton did Lobo better than you, and it's a show. You let a show outdo you in Lobo, and then you let the CW outdo you in Supergirl. That's crazy.
Isn't that, dude? CW destroys Gunverse. We gotta admit it. They look better. They have better stories. Except that kind of last season 2 of Supergirl, where I mean, I didn't know what was going on there. It got weird. But
Yeah, they did the same thing with Flash. And I'm like,
yeah, they had that doctrine where they had to put certain things in the story. It was when you force that stuff, what happens? It just doesn't work out well.
yeah.
You know, you need to either it's a natural type of thing in the story, or you just don't put it in there because all of a sudden, like, you're forcing all these. Sci-fi did better than Supergirl. Wow. Yeah. Krypton. I never really. I think I watched the first couple of seasons, or not seasons, episodes of Krypton, and I kind of just fell off. I admit it, but I remember seeing the Lobo like on clips here and there. Hey, guess what, dude? We got another person coming on to the stream. What the hell? Who the hell is this? Are you there, sir? Skywalker.
Oh,
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Hey, I'm in the car. Sorry about that, guys, because I'm out. I'm out and about.
Yeah.
I just had to come through for a quick second. Hey, what was y'all talking about?
A million things. But the main thing I think we were getting at is how certain YouTuber buddies of yours kind of like, not kind of, they changed up everything after Mikey passed away. And a lot of backstabbing. We got up to basically we reviewed everything up to what, Superman, when he switched up to Superman.
Yeah, even to a point of Supergirl, but mostly was,
Yeah. But I think the main thing, I wanted you on, Sky. I wanted you to talk about, and I'll say it for you because I know it'll sound too big headed if you say it. But didn't all these people pretty much glaze you as the savior of the scene, the whole Snyderverse savior? I think we lost him. Damn it! I know when he's in his car, he hits spots where he loses audio. Well, when he comes back, we'll put him back on.
Yeah. But,
So, yeah, Lobo. I mean, honestly, why did they let Momoa do it? He is Aquaman. It should. I think it would have gone. I think it would have gone over if they had cast somebody else. Even though, he would have been perfect for it.
All right. I was trying to not have y'all have to hear my damn GPS, but I'm just,
okay.
I'm just not sure that's gonna happen. Look, to everybody that switched up though, no, I'm glad that all this has happened, man. Look, the further that we went, the more people have revealed exactly who they are, bro. And it's funny because I was having this discussion with Cozy because he showed me somebody crashing out, right? And I was sitting there talking about that. And it's almost as if that person was like hoping that we want to forget, like we want to have some kind of reconciliation or some type of weird shit. It's like, yo, I'm fine with everybody doing exactly what they doing right now. Everybody just going their own way and just leaving us the fuck alone, man. It's like, ain't nobody worried about these people, man. Like, we got bigger and better shit to be fucking going on. But it seems like, they can't get our balls out their mouth. Every time I turn around, my balls is in their mouth. Just gobbling them up.
Yeah, it's facts. They are gobbling them balls. They know exactly how Skywalker tastes because they got them balls way down there.
Crazy, bro. Every time I turn around, they gobbling balls. Tell me I'm lying.
You are not lying, dude.
Right? They gobbling my balls. They gobbling Sales balls. You know what I'm saying? It's just, oh my God. Like, they can't let this shit go. Don't nobody care about them, man. It's funny because they still acting like all this shit is such a done deal. Oh my God. See, that's the thing. They want us to make up with them so bad.
No,
Their
no,
name ain't good in the streets no more, and they can't come around. Look, that ain't my fault. Y'all did that shit.
Thank you.
that's
Thank
what we were saying.
Y'all made y'all name not good on these streets no more. Y'all got the
Yep.
people looking at y'all a different kind of fucking way. You know what I mean? And here I am on my way to go pick up a bitch. And I gotta come on here and come talk to y'all like I'm y'all damn daddy. Clean your room. Make your bed. Wipe your mouth.
Yes, sir. That is
Wow,
true.
man.
That is
Ain't
true.
nobody thinking about y'all, bro. Y'all over here. Oh, I'll forgive, but I'll never forget. Motherfucker, write it down. Take a picture. Don't forgive. Don't forgive me. I don't care.
He does not care.
You think I want your forgiveness?
He does not care.
Bro, they act like this shit just been about some movies, bro. It's way deeper than that. It's
Yeah.
way deeper than that. And I got something else too, man. Like, I'm tired of being surrounded by people that's like, and that's why I'm so glad that we didn't fucking shook all this dead weight off. Cause I've been tired of like being around people trying to run counter narratives. Like,
Oh yeah,
yo,
let's get into
it's
that. Yep.
all like, yo, look, man, if you want to have your look, I'm not saying you got to agree with us uh, about everything. That'd be fucking crazy. I don't agree with my parents about everything,
That's fact. Yeah, we don't all.
right?
Yeah,
I
there's no
cut my
way you
granny off and
agree.
still see it how I see it. It's, hey, Kendrick told y'all, bro. That's how, man, I'm telling you. Anyway, look, like, I don't agree with anybody about everything. There ain't a person. That's what makes this thing great. That's what makes this whole damn conglomerate work so well because we're not all a fucking monolith. We got people of all different shapes,
Yeah,
colors,
we do.
sizes, fucking political backgrounds, everything.
Yeah.
We ain't gotta agree lockstep.
I mean, we do not have a checklist, and you have to check off on
Wait,
everything to be part of the club. You know.
bro, me and Straw don't even agree on everything. What the fuck? Like, duh. What's wrong with y'all, man?
Why? Why
Y'all
do you?
act like children. Once again, I gotta come in here like I'm y'all daddy, y'all long lost black father.
No, no. But why? Why do you feel that that had to be said all of a sudden? The I'll forgive but not forget. Why do you feel like that had to be put
Oh,
out there for
these
what?
motherfuckers be coming in the chat under burners and getting exposed, and then they go on their real channels, and then they make themselves out to be exactly who the fuck we thought they was. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be coming here under burner accounts, bro. Yeah, man, y'all, we are not the same. We're not the same. We never were. That's why we don't get along anymore.
And we were
If we
saying
were of the same ilk, we'd be getting along.
Yeah.
we were
But
saying too earlier, Sky, that with your channel, a lot of people like follow it
if
because
you think a wolf can be a friend with a fucking chihuahua,
nope, it's gonna get eaten. That's about all that's gonna happen. But we were saying on
you
your
think a wolf gonna
here, just do your thing.
I'm sorry, bro. Go ahead, man. I'm
No, no,
sorry, bro.
I gave you the screen, man.
No, I'm
Scorch
serious,
'em.
bro. We're not the
I know
same,
that.
dog. It's not supposed to run together. It's not supposed to happen. It's fine. Be lucky that. Oh my. Never mind, bro. Never mind. I almost said something fucking wild just now, bro.
Well, you know.
Talk, man.
All right. Now, what I was saying, when your channel, a lot of people follow it because they feel it. They can feel the genuineness of it, right? They know, you know, it's just genuine. You know, it's not like you're trying to do something else. It's about, you know, the cell movement. It's about whatever the hell you're talking about. It's genuine. They are pissed off that they can't recreate that with their channels, and they're hating on you because you get that. I mean, you've been doing it a while. Some of them have been doing it longer, and I think a lot of them feel like, well, I've been doing this longer. Why do I not get that? Do you feel that has anything to do with it? Or I know you don't give a fuck.
Because
but do
I'm
you
just
feel
in the studio apartment, right? I just the truth is the little studio apartment is that the same fucking house, right? And I'm obsessed with Sky and I want to be friends. Fuck him. Just like what Cosmic Book News said to Zack Snyder, right? And then what he said, fuck him. That's how I feel. Fuck
yeah?
y'all.
Well, that answered it right there. I don't think we need to discuss it any further on that. And fuck them. But don't you think that?
Yeah. Wait. But wait.
Okay. What? Fuck. Oh man, we lost him right when he's getting ready to fucking cook. Oh well. But instead of having a robot dog, you might want to have a real dog. And learn how that not everything that is virtual.
Look at so much they kick me out.
They said, this is too much for YouTube. We got to get this guy out of here.
Hey, look. Let me answer your question, bro. Look,
Sure.
Of course they can't match the genuine nature. I am not on the internet playing a character. See, and that's the thing, bro. A lot of these people, they if they try to like blow up their like own self-value and what they've done and who they are and all of these things, right? So when they hear me saying what I say and I talk on the internet how I talk, they're like, oh my God, this guy, I mean, it feels genuine, but there's no way he's really this guy. And then people be meeting me in real life and all this stuff, and they see what I'm on, and then they're like, oh shit, everything this guy is saying is actually fucking true. He lives where the fuck he lives. He's done what he says he's done. And just if they can't match that. So they get angry. And what really happens is I'll be on the internet and I'll be going at the haters, right? I'll be going at the ops. But since they really kind of identify with them, they be feeling some type of way, right? So I'll be going in on one person, but in reality, I'm going in on a whole lot more than I even thought that I was, because they identify with these people. They can relate to fucking RJ and all these people who have fucking never done anything of note with their entire lives, right? I don't relate to that shit.
You made them feel a certain way when you didn't even intend to make them feel that way, but
nah, bro, I just been living my life, doing my content, bro, trying to bring the people forward with this Zack Snyder stuff, bro, and just be entertaining. That's it. I just been being honest and trying to be entertaining. That's it. That's the fucking secret. Like, I've been pulling up to everything I could possibly pull up to, and I try to be entertaining and fucking be honest at the same time. That's it. There you go. Spoiler alert.
So now you guys got it from the man himself.
Yeah.
If you want, that success that Sky has, take his advice. I don't know what else to fucking tell you. And if it doesn't work, Burger King's always hiring, McDonald's, Target, the grocery store.
Some of them react to news. Some of us create the news. We're not the same.
Facts. That's facts.
Dude, that's true. That's true. You react, Sky dictates it. I mean, I didn't see them pulling up.
The same motherfucker sitting there, bro. The same motherfucker sitting there crying also released a song dissing me when fucking James Gunn pulled that bullshit at Comic-Con. Right? When the world was going at me. Did he fucking...
I forgot about that, dude. God,
Yo,
it's always
fucking,
some
did he
shit,
fucking
man.
lend me a hand, bro? Huh? Fucking,
Nope.
did he lend me a hand? Right? Hey, that's when it would have been cool. Right? When the world was going at me. When the world was trying to cancel me, bro. I was getting tagged with a
Yeah. We lost him, but what someone tried to do to him to really make him look
fully
bad.
my friend. Da, 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 da. I'm gonna take you in this fucking vein.
Your mic's cutting in and out, Sky.
Hey, I gotta go, man.
No, you gotta say it all that again. Your mic was out half of it, man. Come on.
I
Ah.
can't, bro. I can't.
Yeah. Well, anyway, they tried to tag Sky with the
Say,
FBI. These fucking people are ridiculous. The FBI.
I gotta
Who
go, man.
fucking? Hey, he's going to pick up a date. What the, we're lucky he even came by to give us some time
Yep,
for
I
this
gotta
shit.
go, y'all.
Thanks,
All right.
man. Sound like he's doing auto tune in the car on the way.
I know, right?
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway,
Yeah.
we'll put him back if he wants to come back, but I think he's got to go. Are you seriously done? Are you done, Skywalker? I'm gonna remove you until you come back. He's
Oh.
gone. All right. Now we know. But that was cool of him to swing by and let him get that off that get some of that off his chest. And it is true, man. This dude, I forgot about that. He did an AI diss song.
Yep. And it's so crazy too. He not only is he trying to make it this whole like, oh, you know, trying to play it like he's the victim. He also did a stream with 3 other people dissing Sky, not even knowing Sky is watching the whole time. And then
Oh, that
when
was
Sky-
classic, dude.
Yo.
They were yeah. Well,
Yo.
we're
Oh my
actually
God.
talking. Well, I guess we're talking about like 2 people right now, but
Yeah.
the ones know. But anyway, yeah, this dude was doing a stream dissing Sky and and the Cell movement and just talking shit about it. And what they don't know, Sky watches almost everything. He does. If it's like in this little circle of stuff, he checks out. He'll pop up in my damn work jams in the middle of the day sometimes. So he's always watching. And so when Sky popped up in their chat, they looked like they saw the dead rise from the grave or something. They're like, oh. Like, he snatched their souls from them, dude. They were like, fuck. Which to me is like, what the fuck are you thinking? You're on a stream talking shit. How did you not think this was not, like, did you think you were having a private conversation with somebody?
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. Leon. Yeah. They dissed Guy, me, and the fandom, and were shocked when they got busted. Fucking assholes. And then, yeah, the victim mentality of these people. And then when, we obviously react, you're going to get a reaction. You talk shit, you're going to get a reaction. Then they cry victimhood. You're bullies. You're bullies. You talk shit, you expect a fucking response.
That's the thing. Like, not to try to go in too much detail, but this person made a YouTube, like on their YouTube community post, try to get that's what Sky was talking about their whole like rant or whatever. They made a whole thing, and I'm like, bro, how are you gonna play? Because this person did it the last time when Sky and Leon reacted to it. He did a whole other stream, and was talking about how almost had a heart attack and this, that, and third.
Dude, you don't even know this dude. This dude called me up when he had his prior falling out with his other crew, and guess what he cried about, claiming he almost had? A heart attack. It's like his old fucking standby. Oh, I almost had a heart attack. And I'm like, why are you calling me? Go to the fucking doctors, dude. I live down in San Antonio, Texas. You live like up north in the Midwest somewhere. I have nothing I can do. But he wasn't having a heart attack. It's just that's what these people do. They do these type of things for sympathy to make everybody feel sorry for them. You know, fuck that, man. You talk shit, expect to get punched back.
That's
Life.
what I.
And then if you're on fucking YouTube doing that, really expect to get punched back and just roll with the fucking punches or stop talking shit about people. I don't know fucking else to tell you.
And definitely nobody's gonna fall. And I'm not saying anybody fell for it before, but nobody's gonna fall for it now, especially when you made a stream talking about it, saying you're gonna leave it alone. Then you do another stream, getting back to doing the same thing you were talking about having a heart attack for, and then you want to play victim. You can't play victim like what I said. You can't play victim when you threw the punch first. When you threw the punch first, expect to be punched back.
Don't get mad when you throw the punch at that person and they do the duck and they counter and now all of a sudden you're swallowing your teeth. That's still your fucking fault. You threw the first punch. What the fuck, man? Why are you upset about this? You threw the first punch. I don't even fucking understand people who do shit like that, man.
I talked about this before, but I hate people like that.
It's bullshit.
Shout out to Frank C because he was in that stream trying to save them. They didn't want to listen to Frank C. So,
I heard about that. Frank was trying to fucking keep them from walking over the edge, and they didn't want to fucking hear it. So that's even worse. You had someone who was in the stream in the chat trying to save their fucking dumbasses from going over the edge, and they just thought they were hot shit because they got together and they felt like they were unstoppable. Mm-hmm. And like I said, I watched the reaction video what Sky did, and when Sky popped up, well, you talk about some changed demeanors, man. Whoa, where was all that fucking cockiness?
Yeah, they had all the bravado, and then they saw
it fucking went out the window.
They were deer in headlights. They were just like, "Oh, he's here. Oh, I didn't know he was watching."
Like he was literally the dude at the party before he walked out into the backyard. He heard some people talking about him, so he just hung out and listened to all the bullshit. Listened to it, and then when they finally got so deep, came through the door and said, "What's up, guys?" And they didn't know what to fucking say. Oh, yeah, you're fucking caught.
Hey, Sky.
Hey, bro.
Like, no.
Hey, bro. How's it going? Fucking ridiculous. Leon says, "Yep, Frank was trying, but they were talking shit for over 5 minutes. Over 5 minutes of shit talking information. Filthy work. Filthy." Hey, John.
Come in and tell y'all, bro.
What's up, dude?
Tried to tell you, yo, the boss is coming, bro.
Shut up.
Y'all want to pack up and act like you working? No.
Yeah.
All right.
No, we're gonna keep talking our shit. And then when the boss walks in and fucking puts them on probation or fires them or whatever, they're gonna sit there and cry about being bullied. I hate the bully argument, especially when you started the bullshit. You started the bullshit. How is someone a bully when they react to your bullshit? Yeah, you know how you don't get bullied? Keep your fucking mouth shut.
Exactly.
That, you know, that was a lesson I learned as a little kid because I ran my mouth a couple times and I got my fucking, shit kicked in. So then I learned maybe I should shut the fuck up sometimes. Sometimes my opinion doesn't always have to be said. And as you know, most people do fucking learn that shit. Some things are worth fucking. It's the punch up versus punch down rule. That's a fact. They're always punching up, trying to get attention. That's sad. But
and it's like, look, you can be on the whatever dark corners of the internet, spilling, however you feel, but you can't act like you didn't blow up the bridge to the relationships you had with other people, and you were caught talking shit, and now you want to act like the people you were talking shit about was the ones that caused all this.
Yeah.
That's not how that works.
Total fucking Karen victimhood. That is Karen victimhood right there. Total. When all of a sudden they're the fucking victim after being fucking stupid loudmouths. One of these guys nonstop bullies me. Fucking Batman, one of the nicest guys you can be around.
Yeah.
And
And
they
funny
still
enough,
can't leave Batman alone.
the person that's
Fucking pricks,
bothering
man.
Batman, y'all had on your stream. So
Yeah.
so the same people that got caught talking shit, the person that's bullying Dan, y'all had on your stream. And y'all don't want to tell that person, hey, leave Batman alone. Because that's the thing. Y'all make this about Leon and Sky, but somehow brought in the fandom, the community that you're part of, that welcomed you in, treated you like a friend, and you have somebody on your channel that you can't even tell, hey, leave Batman alone. Batman is the nicest person,
He really is. He's a nice person.
and
He
y'all
doesn't
can't
deserve
even
any of
tell
this
the
shit.
person that you have on your channel or on your streams and your panels to leave them alone. Crazy.
You know. And I mean, it's funny because you see these dudes and you know they're mega nerds. All right, I'm just gonna say it. They're fucking mega nerds. But we were always nice to them. We didn't ever like try to act like we're superior and this and that. But this is something I will tell y'all. And my wife gets after me because I'm usually very I'm cool with people. Like I give them a lot of leeway, right?
Mm-hmm.
But here's something that you might want to take, and I'm sure some of the girls in the chat already noticed. Like Megan, she says, and she and I seen this happen. You give a nerd an inch,
Oh,
they're gonna want to take a mile. You
they'll
just
take
can't.
more than a mile.
Yeah, they want to take the rest of the fucking infinity. They next thing you know, they're fucking making the wedding plans the next night, just because you were a decent human being. You gotta shut fucking nerds down. And I'm sorry, I calling you guys nerds, but I'm not really. Fuck you all, and fuck you for being traitors. Fucking traitors. Wannabes too. Well, yeah, see, Megan says 100,000%. Absolutely, Necron. You can't be nice to these fucking nerds, man. They will. So this is what happens. Sky being a decent human being, and what does he see? These motherfuckers talking about him. All because I honestly think no one was doing cartwheels for their movie that they made, their AI movie.
Not even that your insecurity got so much in the way
That's a
that
fact. That's a fact. Yeah.
that you I've learned from this, this whole situation and learning about the lore of everything, and just this whole year, it's the words that keep coming to me is jealousy, insecurity, and ego. And it's like, bro, you can't have to my homies. Yes, let's go over act like geeks for intruding. That's the thing, man.
Mm-hmm. I
That's
remember the
thing,
story. Yeah, the nerds. Yep.
man. They. It's like geeks is the people you want, like the nerds you should want to be friends and cool with. But because let's use the term jocks or whatever. Jocks will bully y'all. Geeks, we're in the middle of jocks and almost close to nerdom. We're not
super
there.
nerd or
Yeah, we're not
shit,
super
man.
nerd, but we're still passionate enough to
I-
geek out about stuff.
Yeah, but we're pretty chill about it.
Yeah.
I think geeks are pretty chill. They're cool. They're cooler. They're not straight up nerds. Like we actually touched women, or men, whatever you desire. You've been there. What the fuck? I'm not. Don't fucking get me for that.
Like,
but you know what I mean.
We've done cool things. We've
Yeah.
done cool things, and because we've done cool things, and they assume we're gonna bully them or treat them like how the rest of society would. You want to turn on us and bully us, and it's like, bro,
Don't work that way, motherfuckers.
y'all
And that's-
forget where the order of the totem pole is. Y'all are not up here with us.
And now you got mad because you got smacked a little by your own fucking doing. By the way, no one just woke
Yeah.
up in the morning and said, "I'm gonna fucking piss on these motherfuckers." You decided to do that, so now you're bearing the consequences of being dumbasses and talking shit about people that you shouldn't have been. And this really drives me up the fucking wall. One of
Yeah.
them got to nonstop attack the alleged lead of the movie and received zero consequences. The movie is about this fucking dude. It's his movie. That he even said he's hardly even in it, but it's called. He's in the fucking name of the movie. Go figure. But you know what's in it? Weird fucking making out scenes and like what the fuck is this doing in here?
Mm-hmm.
This is like, I don't know, man. I whatever. Nerds, Big Bang Theory, geeks, How I Met Your Mother. Makes sense. That is a damn great fucking way of saying it.
That is a great way of saying that.
That is perfect. They're straight up nerds, I honestly think when one used to talk about his girlfriend, I bet you it's a virtual girlfriend. It gotta be. Got a
You got a
virtual
robot.
dog.
You got a robot cat and robot dog. I mean,
You might as well have a robot girlfriend, right?
facts.
She can act just however the hell you want her to act, right? Just program it in and I'm a happy man. Now, John's a straight up fucking real deal metalhead. Who makes a fucking AI movie about themselves? What the hell is going on? I'm going to say it wasn't straight up about themselves. It was supposed to be about the whole people involved. But I would never, I'm going to be honest, and I'm sorry, this is going to hurt your fucking feelings, writer. That was a rough watch, man. Not the movie. That movie was tough. I still don't know what the hell happened. I let him use my likeness in the movie. I was like, yeah, whatever, cool, you can do that. But I will say I was probably the best part of the movie. All right, moving on.
I'll say this. Look, man. I'm an artist, bro. If you're not using AI to help like create stuff faster in a like principled way in terms of creating art, I'm not for it, man. I'm not for it. But that's where I land on the totem pole of AI. Like,
Oh, AI. I had this discussion. I made a little short video about AI and metal, right?
mm-hmm.
And I know, like, obviously AI is used a lot. I
Yeah.
use AI in thumbnails. I'll use
Mhm.
AI for shit like that. But for me, I think the main distinction for AI is I'm not gonna make someone, if I as an artist put something out, I'm not gonna have AI involved in the creation of it.
Yeah.
From how the music is mastered to the cover art, picture images, and all that. It's not going to be AI, like you can see like some bands like they clean up and like do like all this crazy shit with AI on their, like, even on band photos and things like, oh, that's not, no person will look like that. Come on. So that's like my that's where I draw the line. I wouldn't expect someone to pay for AI. Just like it's god awful that they used AI in all these James Gunn movies. And
Oh my
yes,
God. Yeah.
there are two suns in the fight with the kaiju fucking creature in the movie. There's two fucking suns. Only AI makes fucking mistakes like that. And what type of fucking quality control lets that fucking go by? Did you watch your fucking movie you made? Like, fuck, dude, there's two fucking suns in the sky. And a major fucking battle scene.
You got an elongated foot of Superman stepping forward, looking like a goofy shoot, bro. No.
Dude, Bozo the Clown, big red fucking boots. Like, what the fuck? And you just let that stay in the film? That's trashy, dude. Come on. And you're fucking telling me we had to get rid of Zack Snyder for that? The effects in Zack Snyder films are immaculate. Immaculate. You would never see two suns elongated Superman fucking boot. Because that's the difference between an artist and a fucking hack.
Yeah.
He's the hack. Zach would not use AI. I don't know who passed, dude. I don't know what that was about. And this person right here is an artist making, draws and makes album covers. That's what's wild to me. AI is so flawed, and mistakes like that are lazy as shit.
Yep.
And it's true. And guess what? Two sons and clown feet. And, they expect people to pay money for that. You're supposed to say, oh, well, that's a new DC. It's all fun and games. Ha, 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 ha. I'm going to go wear my blue shirt and support this shit. Even though, I'm going to talk shit about the guy who... one other reason they fucking... people like Skywalker and Leon and their platform, the Syndicate and all that. We never changed. We stuck to the message from day one.
Yep.
The cell message. And, and that's another thing that I see what's going on now. Like, people are saying, oh, hey, dude, you guys lost, Paramount won, you made the bad decision. Well, do they own it now all of a sudden? Has it been sold? Cozy, has it been fucking sold yet? Do you see Paramount owning WB? Do they, when you look up WB, does it say WB Paramount or whatever?
No, and I'm glad we're getting this because this is actually a conversation that we definitely, at least on this platform, we should have. Of, it goes along with this: the hashtag sells ZSJL to Netflix and hashtag sells Snyderverse to Netflix. It's funny seeing people who were advocating for this, advocating for Paramount, who are some of the same people who are advocating for James Gunn's movies that have AI in it. And it's just so funny. It's just so funny that they're advocating for Paramount, who's promising 30 movies a year, which is never seen, at least in my lifetime, never seen that.
How are you going to make 30 movies a year, dude? What's the only way you could possibly make 30 movies a year? What is the only way? AI.
AI.
Everything's going to be fucking AI. That's the only way you're going to be able to make 30 movies a year. There's no other way you can make legitimate movies, 30 legitimate movies a year. It's going to be fucking AI.
And it's so crazy because I love that you said these people will say they lost. That like these people say Leon and Sky lost.
And
I'm like,
lose?
What do they lose? Not only what did they lose, they got the conversation started for Netflix. And not only that, they put ZSJL on their platform. Last time I checked, that doesn't look like a sign that they lost. If anything, they won twice. They won twice.
Roger Corman can. Well, that's a fact, but that's like, what that is, Joe. That's going to be like super low budget. Just fucking get them out. But these are like major, film studio releases. So TJ breaks it down. 30 films, 52 weeks, a new film every 12 days. That doesn't make financial sense unless it's AI.
And that even puts them in more financial ruin because look at what happened with AMC. AMC had that ad, the AI ad, and look at how everybody was like, yo, if y'all don't get rid of this AI ad, we're boycotting AMC. They got rid of it quick. So you think Paramount, first of all, you think David Ellison, with the ego he has, is going to listen to people and be like, oh, we shouldn't put AI in our movies? No, he's going to double down.
He's going to do whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah.
He broke the law to get this deal. So, because this is leading to exactly what Leon said. Netflix actually secured it. We all were there that day. They got robbed. And it's really true. And I'm not going to get into politics or, like who you like, who you don't like. But the fact is, the government that day, being the executive branch, tipped the scale in Paramount's favor. That's what happened. Mm-hmm. There's no other way. Netflix was doing it through proper channels, doing everything legally, and these people had connections to the executive branch, and they tipped the scale for them. And they got it through a crooked way of getting it. So far, it's not a done deal, but what carried out right now, it was done through nefarious means. It wasn't on the up and up. And I know a lot of business ain't like that, but come on, if you saw what happened, all of a sudden it was theirs. They go to the White House. All of a sudden, they're removing their bid. All of a sudden, Paramount bid is bigger, and everybody's telling them to go with Paramount. Yeah, they basically said stand down. And, what are they going to do? They have regulation power. The government makes the regulation, so they had to stand down. They got fucked.
And I want to say this.
Exactly. Netflix
I
didn't violate the Clayton Act the way they did it.
They did. They did not. If anything, from my knowledge, Tess Randall said there's no redundancies. No redundancies, meaning this will go smoothly.
Explain that to
through.
people who don't understand what redundancies are, because some people don't.
Redundancies is basically like if anybody's paying attention to what Paramount is doing, those are redundancies. There's too many. Let's put it like this. When Netflix says they have no redundancies, think of a highway. A highway, smooth, you can just go straight across, exit, whatever. What Paramount has is a bunch of potholes on the highway. Everybody's tires, everybody's car is getting fucked up to get to wherever they're trying to get to. That in itself is letting you. They're letting you know, hey, this is not going to go smoothly through. Even I think even Zaslav even knows this.
He does.
But the only reason Zaslav has to go with Paramount is because he doesn't want to get sued by the shareholders.
Yeah.
So he has to do what they say, which is, entertain this Paramount bullshit.
Yeah, it's definitely a hostile takeover. I mean, we all.
Oh yeah.
All the paperwork was signed. Everything was good to go with Netflix. Mm-hmm. And when you're talking about redundancies, these people who champion Paramount, because they're a movie company, so they're going to help with other movie companies. What happens when you consolidate businesses and a business buys another business? Do both stores stay open?
Oh no.
Or does only one store stay open?
One store. That one store absorbs the store that they're getting.
And what happens to all the people who worked at the store that got bought? Where do they go? Do they get hired by the new company?
Nah,
or do they usually have to find a new job because their job has now been eliminated?
Oh, they look for a new job. If anything, the company lets them go and doesn't care where they go. Just don't be around here. Just scattered.
So all if this happens, people like smart people like Mike DeLuca and Pam Abbey are probably going to be held on because they're tops. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
But all the film editors, the sound mixers, all the people, the prop positions and all that, they're going to lose their jobs. All those catering companies. The movie industry is a multi-million, probably billion-dollar industry in California.
Absolutely.
There's so many things tied to it. You have catering companies who cater movies, like traveling, all type of things. Do you think Paramount, who's already going to, in the negative, they're going to keep all this shit rolling and keep paying for all this when they can have, someone else just take on more work? Because that's what happens when you have a consolidation. People take on more work and people lose jobs. That's what, it's not good for an industry. Netflix is a tech company. It is not a film. See, that's what their argument was. And people, what's a tech company? It's Google. It's YouTube.
Yep.
Netflix wasn't worried about the other streamers. They're beyond that. They're they're in competition with Google. They're in competition with YouTube and things like that. They're not in competition with WB and Paramount.
Nope.
They were going to use this to expand the tech company, and they didn't have redundancies. Yep. They wanted to get into the film business side of it. That's what their plan. And they probably would. I guarantee they would have kept on way more people than Paramount's going to keep on.
Not only kept more people, they were creating more jobs. They have a whole studio they're building in New Jersey, meaning more jobs.
Yeah, they're actually going to bring more jobs. Hey, thanks, Megs. Great discussion tonight, guys. You know what you get. We're going to have to take a pause. Going to give her the fucking Frasier drop. Here we go. America, fuck yeah! Coming again to save the motherfucking day, yeah, America! Fuck yeah! Freedom is the only way. Yeah, that's he's basically a damn mascot in the metal scene around here, Fraser. He's from Houston too.
Oh, really?
I hope you never run into him. Fraser, go watch this back. Fuck you, man, asshole. All right. Yeah, if Paramount ends up leaving California, all these people will lose their jobs. That's not good at all. That's another fact right there. You know, if they move to fucking Tennessee or whatever, yeah, we bust Fraser's balls. Fraser's one of the fucking funniest, coolest guys. I always bust his job. I mean, his balls. Because he like, y'all don't know. Everybody like, oh, poor Fraser. You don't know the fucking bullshit he sends me and trying to fuck with me all the time with. I should post some of that and say, see what this fucker says that? Anyway, that's a whole nother discussion. Here we go. Netflix versus Google, YouTube. Netflix will keep WB intact and utilize their theatrical to put more films in theaters. And guess what? They weren't going to be AI films either.
No. That's the thing. And that's the thing. Netflix doesn't even, like, this is what people don't understand. Ted Sarandos himself said they're keeping Warner Brothers and letting them operate like they did last year. There's no difference. It's not like Paramount where they're trying to acquire WB and absorbing it. They're saying, hey, there might be some people that get fired, but that's because they're not doing their jobs correctly. But overall, everybody that's doing their jobs correctly, you keep your jobs. We're not getting rid. If anything, we need you. We need you all the people who's running WB, because they don't have the manpower to run a studio.
No.
So they get WB, they run it, and then on top of that, they let them run, put out whatever movies that they greenlit and shot, and that they have ready and edited. Also, people don't think about Netflix's movies that they have, the original movies they have. All the movies they have that they released years ago that's still on their platform, they could still be like, hey, WB, can you release, let's just say,
can you do like a special screening? Yeah. Get put some of these up in the theaters. Which
Rebel Moon.
Theatrical run. There you go.
Yeah.
You know Zach fans would show up. An IMAX weekend on an off weekend with Rebel Moon and IMAX. Hell yeah, people would show up to that. It'd be so much. It's crazy, and it's annoying to hear these people say, "Oh, Netflix is gonna destroy the industry."
Exactly. That's the thing. They think that's the funny thing, Necron. They think what Netflix was going to do is exactly what they're championing Paramount. That's what Paramount was going to do. That's the funny thing. They think
it's crazy, right? They can't get that. Like, dude, they're going to consolidate. They're not keeping. And Ellison's never said he's keeping all these jobs, and he never said we don't need their know-how. He's never said any of these things. He just wants the IPs. He wants those IPs. That's what he wants. He doesn't want the workers, the crews. He just wants those IPs.
He can't afford them. He can't afford them.
No, it'd be too much. He already has a movie studio. Like an actual movie studio where Netflix is, they do their thing, but they're not a theatrical chain, but they were trying to get into that. Which one?
Sin Havoc, the one you just showed. Not only were they going to save, they're that, and this is what I love. This is why I fuck with Ted Sarandos and Netflix. They have proof. They put Stranger Things, the finale, in theaters before July 4th and on July 4th. Made money. They gave the concession money to the theaters. They made money. K-pop Demon Hunters.
Dude, that was a phenomenon. That was a damn money making, and they put it in the theaters just to help the fucking theaters.
But and then they put season 2, the first 2 episodes of the live action One Piece in theaters. That's the thing. It's not even just movies. They're putting shows. They're putting first few episodes, the finale in theaters for people to show up. They're giving theaters more than just, hey, we'll give you movies to put in theaters. No, hey, these these big shows that are popular on our platform, hey, we'll give you the first 2 episodes, or we'll give you the finale to play in theaters. Fans are going to show up. They're going to pay to
Yep.
see this in theaters.
Yep.
No other streaming service from these other legacy studios are doing this.
Hell, are theatrical companies willing to lose those profits? Now, are they really? Are they really? Did you see them doing that? Did they say, "Hey, you keep the bigger portion cut here. We just want we're going to try to help you guys out." It's unreal. It drives me crazy because to me, they are the ones who actually honor cinema. Like they're really into it. That they were just jumping at the bit to be able to jump into it even more. And it's a shame that y'all fell for the propaganda with Paramount. Well, they make movies. They should be the ones to make the movies. Like you didn't think it out. You didn't try to listen to other people, the other side, to see maybe that's not really what's going to happen here.
And that's crazy because this animated Avatar movie would have done numbers, but because they had it leaked, and because even after the leak, you could have still said, "Hey, we're putting it in theaters." No, they said limited time, and then we're putting it on our platform. But everybody
I didn't even know that. Really, it got leaked.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and then everybody was all over here. It's like, oh no, Netflix just wants to put these movies on their platforms. They only care about their streaming service. But what is Paramount doing? Putting an animated. It's not even like this movie costs a lot to make. A animated Avatar. You already have a fan base for Avatar, and you're telling me an animated movie you can't even put in theaters for 45 days. Crazy.
I mean, Avatar is one of the biggest IPs out there right now.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna have to, pivot to this, and then we'll start wrapping up soon. Some of them just want Paramount because it went against Sky,
Absolutely.
and that is really just a lot of them. They just wanted to see it not go to Netflix because then they would say Sky won.
Mm-hmm.
And
It goes back to the ego and jealousy. They are doing this just out of spite that they don't want Sky, they don't want Leon, they just don't want the whole syndicate to win. That's the thing, because they made their bed and they gotta lay in it. Yeah, they gotta lie in it. They blew up. I don't like using the burning the bridge. They blew up the bridge. They intentionally put the dynamite on the bridge, blew it up.
Yes, they
and because they can't rebuild it, the only thing they have left is double, triple, quadruple down on their stance. And that's it. All this out of spite.
And again, as Sky was saying earlier, it showed their true colors. It really does. And there's another thing, about that. The self movement was never always about Netflix or nothing. But they're trying to change a narrative out there that we were only Netflix. It only can happen on Netflix. Only if we will not support the Snyderverse if it goes somewhere else. If you go back to the earliest streams, we said Netflix because that was the home of Zack Snyder at the time. Yeah. So it made total sense. But the whole main thing was just to get it sold so someone else could continue it, because at that time WB had no interest in doing anything with the Snyderverse.
Yeah.
Okay, what does this have to correct you? What you talking about?
The last era feature came out 80 million to produce. 80 million?
Damn. Must be some good animation.
I mean, from what I seen, it looked like it was good animation, but 80 million? Dang.
Whoa. But, 80 million, that's a lot of money. But let's be real, in a major IP like Avatar, 80 million is not a lot of money, considering what that is about, That's like, hell, man. Most average movies cost $100 million to make now. You
Yeah.
know, I'm talking major, releases. Once you figure out everything, 80 to 100 million is the average price of an average movie. So, from a but somehow, Paramount's going to release, what, 30 films a year. They're going to, the only way they're going to do that is going to be AI. That's their plan.
AI, or there's gonna be a bunch of re-releases, which I'm not mad at re-releases, but
If they're good ones.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
that's
mean,
like that still goes back to like what TJ said of like that schedule of releasing those movies, and you're supposed to release 30. Nobody like you're competing. You got that, and you're competing with newer movies that people prefer to see. Like that's you're not going to make a lot off of that.
no, well, because it's not new.
Yeah.
I do think Air Cut and Snyder Cut in theaters would make money, though.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely,
that would. Yeah.
absolutely.
But they have to be fair about that, too. They're not, you can't expect them to make new release money. A lot of people seen these things. Maybe, not the Air Cut, but I'm telling you, man, most normies are going to see it and say, well, I already saw that. They're not going to know what the Air Cut is. Hell, they barely even know what the Snyder Cut is. Some people don't even know there's a Snyder Cut. They don't even know. They think Justice League is Justice League. They have no fucking clue what a Zack Snyder Cut is of that. That it blows my mind, but that's just the world that we live in. So when they see Zack Snyder's Justice League, the average normie is going to say, I saw that already. They're not going to fucking know. This is a completely way better fucking movie. Anyway, but yeah, I'm still going to go. But
Yeah.
I don't want them trying to fucking put like, trying to like, to me, that's like moving the measuring stick. Because wait a minute, these Zack Snyder's Justice League is going to make money, but you can't expect it to be like a new release money.
Yeah.
That's not fair because a lot of the fans have seen it already.
But not only that, it's a 4-hour movie, and if you're not planning on doing like treating it like a play where you have an intermission,
A lot of people, that's going to be a
hard.
no go for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's gonna be
I
a
know.
hard, not only a hard sell, but it's gonna be hard to get a lot of people to see it a bunch of times.
What are we talking about? Oh, are the competing studio Elm Street films? Is that what you're talking about? I don't know how they're gonna fucking work that out. That's fucking crazy. I don't know, dude. I guess the best Freddy wins. Whatever. That's weird. I think it's a horrible idea to have two Freddy Kruegers. You know why? And they say, well, Nick, Ron, you want two Batmans? You want, you can say they're gonna be, yeah, because in the world of comics, that's acceptable.
But also, it's not being made by two different studios. It like if
That's a
it's
fact
two
too.
Batmans, it's gonna be made by one studio. This is like you're having two studios making two different versions of Nightmare on Elm Street, and then you're competing against, and you gotta as a theater goer, you gotta be like, all
Well,
right,
which one's the legit one?
Yeah.
Like what am I going to go see here? That's a tough sell, man. Tough sell. And it ruined my train of thought because I had a point. DC talk, damn it. I had a point, but oh well, it's gone. Well, Cozy, we've been going for like 2 hours now. I appreciate you popping in, dude. First time on the channel. Everybody give him a round of applause, dude. I thought you fucking kicked ass tonight. And showing up. It's always better to do a show when you got a guest host. At least in my book, because you can bounce shit off of each other. And that's another thing you got to give Sky credit to. A lot of his shows are solo.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you ain't got to apologize, dude. It's just funny. But I hope some of you that are like my metal fans, listen to us and take in what we said. Hopefully, kind of following what we're talking about. There was like kind of a couple, things going on, and now I remember The Dark Knight Returns. I watched that stream y'all did.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And yeah, we're gonna discuss this if you got a couple more minutes. I don't want to keep you on long.
Hey, you can keep me like, bro. I ain't got nothing to do. I'm up. So
Okay, all right. I didn't know if you had. It's midnight our time. I know if you had.
Oh yeah.
Bounce
Look.
or anything.
Whenever you want to end it is when
Okay.
we can end it.
Well,
So,
we're not going to go too much longer, but we're going to get into that because the guest is my friend Cozy, and we're talking comic book Snyderverse stuff. Zack Snyder. That's what we're talking.
geek
So
shit, man. We talking
yeah,
about some
we're
geek shit.
geek shit. We're not talking death metal or black metal or any of that stuff tonight. Thrash metal, speed metal, all the different fucking genres of metal. Anyway, your thing about the Dark Knight Returns, you, Sky, and Leon were talking about, and I have to say I agree. I mean, dude, I was 16 years old when the original comic came out,
Mhm.
and that shit was fucking groundbreaking. That like comics are all in my book like fucking killer, but the Dark Knight Returns was like it just blew everything away in 1986. That was the fucking best fucking thing ever in comics. It was I couldn't stop reading it. I was like, dude, this is fucking rules, man. This is a great story. I still have it over there in my bookshelf. The old school graphic novel of it too.
Yeah.
From '86, all beat to hell, but I still got it because it's just so good. And still, those old graphic novels have the nice glossy paper and all that they don't use a
Yeah.
lot of anymore. So of course I kept it. What the hell? Anyway, yeah, this all this media coming out now saying, Zack Snyder, that Dark Knight Returns ready to go and they're ready to shoot Ben Affleck Batman, Henry Cavill Superman, and this and that, and what you guys said and what Zack said, and what Sky showed, Zack said that's his final thing in the comic book genre, the Dark Knight Returns.
He literally says it in the interview. His white whale, his holy grail.
That's it. He's cutting. If he does Dark Knight, that he just feels like, what can I top after the Dark Knight Returns? Which, hey, you see that and you think, yeah, that Zack doing Dark Knight would be fucking probably the most fucking badass fire type of shit you could come up with. It would be awesome. We're not gonna lie. He's the guy to do it. But you know what? It's too fucking soon for the Dark Knight Returns. It is too soon.
Way too soon.
How? Yeah, that's the end game story. And yes, I'm not stupid. I know Frank Miller made sequels to the Dark Knight storylines. We all know they're not as good as the original story. They're just not. Whatever. No one's going to want to touch and adopt those. The Dark Knight original story should just stop there because it's just fantastic. So no. And I think, like you guys were saying, sorry if all the other people who are here and heard this, it's almost like it's a reverse psyop.
Yeah,
Like they want people to say, so they can get this whole Dark Knight thing in people's heads, and it's a way to shut everybody up. Get Zack to make his last comic book DC movie, and then that's that. They don't have to hear from us anymore. That's the end. Zack made his movie. He's happy. Now we can just do our DC and not hear this Snyderverse shit anymore, and this and that. That's what I think what a lot of them are hoping for. But honestly, I agree with you guys. He's not doing the Dark Knight Returns yet. He is not. Stop trying to put this into the zeitgeist. It's not happening yet. Zack wants to finish his storyline.
Yeah, it's what I said. It's what we said, talked about a little bit earlier of that whole people bringing up the whole animation or finishing in the comics. This is just a different version of that.
Yeah, that really is.
The Dark Knight Returns. Yeah, let Zack do that. Yeah, not knowing, if he does this, that's it. There's no more comic book movies after that, or at least if he does comic book movies, it's not going to be DC. But I imagine in general, that's it. That's all the comic book movies are going to do.
Why? I mean, why would he want to? That's it. That's like he said. That would be his final chapter, his final thing in the comic book genre.
Yeah.
And why? And also, Cozy, are we crazy? You're just going to leave all that money on the table? Like, if you're a studio, you see the tracking for anything Zack Snyder related blows up. Contrary to what the internet tells you and what these, antis try to tell you, anytime it's Zack Snyder, it's viral.
Yeah.
I mean, it's viral. It goes viral. That's what the real, you know, DC movie fans. That's what they really want to see. Like, what when they talked about DC versus Marvel,
Oh my
what
god.
what DC characters did they use in their little thumbnail?
Oh my god. They used they used Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck. They used Batman and Superman. And I have no problem saying it again here. How are you gonna continue this story of DC versus Marvel? You don't have Ben Affleck. You don't have Henry Cavill back, and it's James Gunn's Superman, and James Gunn doesn't have a Batman, and you have Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man and Chris Evans as Captain America on the thumbnail, but you don't. But Chris Evans is not Captain America. He's Steve Rogers. He's the Nomad,
Yeah.
and Robert Downey Jr. is Doctor Doom. So where in this time where they're gonna
Where is
fit
this happening? Yeah. What's going on here? Why isn't
and,
old
and who's doing this movie? Who's doing this movie? Because if it's not Zack Snyder, I don't want to see it.
Oh, you know it'd be terrible. Okay, maybe the Russos could pull it off, but probably not as
But
good.
even
as
the
Zack Snyder.
Russos will be like, "Hey, Zack, we're gonna need you for this." But
Yeah.
but once again, even then, it's even with the Dark Knight Returns talk. Zack wants to finish his story that he has laid out before he does a crossover, a final comic book movie that has Batman, the one of the greatest Batman stories ever. He's not like this whole thing of Zack posting and talking about his Snyderverse at these panels, at these events, at Full Circle. He's not just gonna be like, yeah, you know what? Let's do this crossover over doing
Finishing his arc.
Yeah, like
That's a crazy talk.
there's a main mission that he's focused on, which is finishing his story. Everybody's like, it's like people, and this is how I know. This is how y'all know. If anybody wants to know, this is how you know there's ops and who's the op and who's not. If they're pushing Dark Knight Returns or they're pushing Marvel versus DC, they're op. Because how are you championing that over Justice League? How did you sit here and watch Zack Snyder's Justice League
Great point.
and you're like, yeah,
Well,
the Dark Knight
I'd
Returns.
rather jump over. I'd rather not see the sequel after this insanely great movie I just watched, and I want to see them fighting the Avengers now. Like what?
like what are we talking about? I'd rather skip over Darkseid in the Justice League fighting each other. I'd rather skip over that and see. Once again, this is not even a knock towards the Dark Knight Returns, but I'd rather skip over that and watch the final. What would be the grandiose final send off of Zack in the comic book movie genre?
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, you're telling me you don't want to see Superman punching it out with Darkseid? You know what?
that's what I'm saying.
Batman fighting more parademons, all this stuff. The
How did you look at Darkseid, Granny Goodness, and Desaad staring down the Justice League through a boom tube, and it focused on Superman and Darkseid staring at each other?
You're telling me you don't want to see Calibok? Come out. What? What? Like, are you DC fans? Like, what is this? This is the ultimate DC storyline: the Justice League versus Darkseid. There's nothing over that beats that. Hey, thanks for coming by, everyone. I saw Bat Dan was crashing out. Meg's crashing out. I appreciate y'all tuning in and watching. I know this isn't my usual wheelhouse, but I do have Pandora's box, and that's why we opened the box for these certain type of situations, man. Yeah, the new gods. Like,
Y'all don't want to see Barda? You don't want to see Orion?
dude, Zach, I mean, in comic book terms, Justice League versus Darkseid is fucking biblical. It's like a biblical thing in a comic
Yeah.
book. It's like a biblical event. This is good versus evil. This is it. That it's a biblical battle. That's how heavy it is. And you're telling me, nah, I'd rather see, a crossover with the Avengers. No. It don't even, these characters don't even work together. It don't make sense to me, really. I can't see it. I can't see it.
And it goes back to my thing of like, even if, let's just say Zach was like, oh yeah, I'd be cool. I'd be down to do that. We don't even have the Justice League, the actors who play these Justice League members back. We don't have that yet.
Nope.
And once again, let me remind everybody, because I don't know if people pay attention to Marvel. Chris Evans is not Captain America. He is Steve Rogers' Nomad, meaning he's not wearing a suit. He's not wielding the shield. Sam Wilson is wielding the shield. Tony is dead. Tony is dead. Let me say it again. He died. He sacrificed himself for the greater good. He's dead. Robert Downey Jr. is Doctor Doom. So if somebody can explain to me how you can, like I said before, manage to fit a crossover movie.
No shit. That's good. Yeah. There's going to be no Iron Man. Unless they do some, cheesy multiverse Iron Man out of nowhere. Nah, don't do that.
No, and Secret Wars is their ultimate like hurrah before they do a soft reboot. So
Secret Wars is their biblical battle, really. Yeah,
literally.
Yeah, that's going to be their. That's their.
And y'all are talking about a crossover, and you. I don't even know how you're a DC fan if you're talking about a crossover and you're not even mentioning the greatest thing that's better than a Marvel versus DC. It's literally Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna forget the main multiverse thing that DC started before Marvel even got to, and you're gonna sit here and be like, nah, I want to crossover with DC and Marvel. What?
Nah, man. Again, you're selling for that cheeseburger instead of when you could have got a steak. What are you doing? This is so dumb. I don't know how else to say it. It's so dumb. Like, why are you making this decision? Why are you falling for this Dark Knight psyop thing? It's not the Dark Knight. Zach isn't doing the Dark Knight yet. And Zach even said he would not have Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill
Thank you for reminding me
as those characters, because he said he would want it to be
a Watchmen 1-to-1.
Elseworlds 2 type story, like it's an Elseworld event. But if he put Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck in it, you don't think that would confuse the fucking hell out of everybody?
That would
they would
confuse
think,
me.
Yeah, they're like, well, no, these are the DCEU, Superman and Batman. Why? But you're telling me it's a multiverse one? It makes no sense.
And already did it with BVS. Why am I watching?
That's really, like a good point, because a lot of the main stuff from the Dark Knight Returns was already done in BVS, so it almost be coming back to the word redundant. It would be a little redundant in some parts, like the costume and the whole fight scene, some of the imagery. He I don't know, man. That would that would be weird, because he kind of already did it. He did. I mean, I know Zach could do it and still make it awesome, and but main things from the Dark Knight Return were done in BVS. A lot of the whole armored bat suit, really the whole fight, that whole.
And once again, everybody, how are y'all championing the Dark Knight Returns after ZSJL, after we just seen them stare down Darkseid?
It's a whole continuity problem. Like, it would just make no sense, man.
Yeah, it literally, the movie ends with Batman, not Batman, sorry, Deathstroke getting information from Lex Luthor of who's Batman.
Don't you want to see that?
We're gonna go from that to Batman, super old, back in the armor suit, fighting Superman. Like, all right, bro. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
when I saw what are they called, the framings for the Deathstroke Batman fight that they
Yeah.
had, the storyboards thing. I had to couldn't think of the word for that. Dude, that looks so good. That looks so good. Like, I gotta see that. I don't care how many years it's been. I want to see Deathstroke and Batflick fucking fight. That's
And
what I
then there
want to
was,
see.
and he was gonna be in Arkham Asylum, basically going through
The
like,
raid style.
like
Yeah.
yeah, a raid style of like Arkham Asylum, the game, but like a almost a miniature version of it.
Yeah.
And we would have got Mr. Freeze. Like, I'm sorry, and this is not, once again, this is not an attack to Dark Knight Returns, but fuck Dark Knight Returns. I need a Batfleck solo movie before we even
Yeah. Now,
mention Dark Knight
once
Returns.
once you wrap it all up with your Justice League storyline, you got your Batflick movie, you got your Man of Steel 2, and if you want to finish it off with a Dark Knight Returns, yes, I'm down. I'm there.
I'd be happy.
Yeah, that's where I want to go. Oh, I hit something. I don't know what the hell I did. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right, cool. Hold on.
But even like
Cancel.
Flashpoint, man.
I don't give a
like,
fuck too. Do the Flash movie or whatever. Do the real Flashpoint storyline. I don't care. That I don't know why they deviated from it in the first place. The Flashpoint storyline is fire, dude. That would have been so cool.
And
Zach was going to do it.
Yeah, and you need it because we find out. I mean, it's kind of a spoiler, but I still want to see it. That Reverse Flash was behind everything. Like,
yeah,
that's how you end the universe. And then Zach walks off before he walks off in the sunset. Hey, let's do the Dark Knight Returns, and then he walks off in the sunset, and we all get to eat up the merch and buy all the DVDs and have it in our rooms and is sitting back and having marathon watches of these the greatest magnum opus of DC. But we're talking about the Dark Knight Returns before a solo Batfleck movie.
I really think we need that solo Batflick movie to canonize it in the zeitgeist.
Mm-hmm.
To really give Ben Affleck the show, the center point, because so far he has not been. And I know people say, well, BVS is a Batman movie more than a Superman movie, but it's not his movie. Is it more? Maybe so, but it is not a Batman movie.
It's still a Superman movie because all of it is still affecting Superman. It's just Batman.
It's how Superman's dealing with everything.
Yeah, it's just Batman is being introduced to us, so that's why it seems like a Batman movie, but it's really a Superman. It's still a Superman story.
But we're over here, cozy, watching fucking Doctor Doom. Taking on the Avengers, looking fucking awesome as shit.
I still said it in my reaction, which I still got to upload, but I literally said it's before I even started the video. You have Doctor Doom sitting in the chair, and I'm like, the only thing I can think of is Darkseid sitting on his throne, just thinking, and I'm like, yo,
this is what we were supposed to get. This fucking badassery was supposed to be ours, and we got robbed of it for fucking crypto.
Oh my god! Oh.
You just think how stupid this is. We got robbed of it for so we could have crypto in a Superman movie, and Superman having meltdowns, arguing with his girlfriend, looking like a beta male.
Oh my god!
I mean, what?
You got the own dog attacking you while you're down. You're already beat down.
The movie starts with Superman beat up, and the dog fucking punking him. And
Supergirl opens up with Crypto peeing on a picture of Superman. Look, man.
The disgrace, man. Come on.
You don't need to tell me any more times how much you don't fuck with Superman, because it's clear that you made it clear. You made it super clear to me.
Yeah. You like to make him look like a punk. And Superman, the worst, the worst ideal is like, Superman's a punk rocker. I'm like, what are we doing? Who thinks of this? Is this how your way of trying to make Superman more relevant to the kids? He thinks he's a punk rocker. Superman,
We went from a mythic,
fucking dumb.
godlike figure to
Yes.
a punk rocker. All right, man. Put the fries in the bag.
Who sits around in a spinning chair watching old videos of his family, listening to fucking well, poser punk rock at that. It's not even gonna
It's
go
not
on
even
my
real
channel.
punk rock.
Oh yeah, and this his favorite series had an orgy. That was Peacemaker's total piece of crap.
Pissmaker.
Yeah,
Actually,
Peacemaker.
yeah.
Season 2 is even worse. I kind of tolerated season 1 okay. I'm not saying I loved it or anything, but you know, I'm not. It wasn't like the worst thing I ever seen. Season 2, fucking terrible. It's an atrocious.
I couldn't get through the first season. I was like, yeah, I got to like episode 2, about to enter episode 3, and I'm like, yeah, I can't do it.
Yeah,
I'm not.
see what makes things tolerable for me is I work from home, so I put a
Mhm.
lot of shit on while I'm working.
Yeah.
So something like Peacemaker is something I'll watch that way because
Mhm.
I don't have to really pay too much attention to it, you know,
Yeah.
because I'm working. But like if I'm gonna watch like Zack Snyder, I'm taking like I when Justice League came on, I took the day off of work. I was
That's
like,
dope, yeah.
I'm taking the day off. I watched that over there in the big TV, with the nice stereo and all that. My wife was at work, so I had it cranked, and I just remember once it ended, and I'm listening to Hallelujah. I was like, again, thinking, why did not get to see this in the theater? Why was I robbed of this? Why was I fucking robbed of this, dude? Why am
Oh
I
my
keep
God.
getting? Why? What is the conspiracy against this guy, dude? Like, why do they just don't want us to see this great shit? What is going on, man? It's
That movie is the movie that I was talking to my friends about before seeing Justice League. Before I realized what Justice League was, I
oh
was
no,
I
yeah.
was raving to the homies. I was like, yo, like this is Zack Snyder, like the Justice League. Like you look at Man of Steel and BVS to see what he did. Like if you just look at Doomsday versus the Trinity. Now imagine Justice League versus Steppenwolf. Like we are about to get epicness. So better than Avengers. Get to the theater. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
oh,
I'm
all
sorry,
right.
dude. That sucks. Yeah,
I,
that must have been a tough pill to swallow, dude. That sucks, man.
and then
They
the
did you
Snyder Cut
dirty.
comes out. The Snyder Cut comes out. I'm like, I was like, where was this? You told me you hit this
And
for
your friends are
me?
like, "What the fuck did you drag this out to this shit for, dude? This is terrible."
I had to apologize. I'm like, I was like, yo, this is not the film I was raving about, guys. I don't know what this was. Oh
I
my
remember watching it and I was trying to, force. I just love these characters so much. I just forced myself to try to enjoy it, you know, and then, and even though like anyone who like watched the first two, you knew this something's off here. This is okay. They really make him make this like this, but I'm like I'm still gonna support it because it's the fucking DC. Zack Snyder's other two were great, but no, once the story started coming out, and then you were just like kind of pissed off, like,
yeah.
what the fuck? Why'd you do this? Like, what was the point of this? Why did you destroy it? Like, and then when you finally got to see ZSJL, director's cut, you're even more mad because
Yeah.
it was great, it was great, and we got denied. The whole universe got denied, and then again we got denied. You know, what was it? A cul-de-sac? They just like,
Cul-de-sac. Oh my
yeah, they
God.
just put the kibosh on the whole thing. They were trying to, well, it's a cul-de-sac, so like, it's a
Like
well,
y'all just got back all the damage y'all did
you
and
did.
are looking at like, yo, how do we get DC back? Y'all got it back just to deny, yo, oh my God,
Like,
yo.
who are these people and how stupid are they? It's just like, what the fuck? Yeah, you're right. You all, it was goodwill from the fandom. Everyone was on board. Everyone loved it. And what did they do? No, we're not going to go with that.
This is why I don't take no slander about Mike and Pam, because Mike and Pam
Yeah.
saw the vision. They saw the vision. They were willing to continue the vision.
Yep.
They just got denied by people around them.
They
So
got higher ups.
I don't take no slander, especially they greenlit sinners. Oh yeah, they get all the respect from me.
No, everything they greenlit makes money.
Yeah,
For some reason, though, when it comes to DC, they don't seem well for a while there. Hopefully, things will change. The higher ups up in the company think they don't know what they're talking about when it comes to DC. Everything else, banging fucking money, but DC, nah, we're gonna go ahead and let old White here handle it. Keep running it into the ground.
Look how
Keep
that's
running,
going. So,
running in. I don't know why he took this job. Honestly, I mean, I do, but really, bro, did you thought your silly shit was gonna win over the public after ZSJL came out, and you really thought you were gonna be the guy because of Guardians of the Galaxy? Yeah, I always say James Gunn had the advantage of what is it, riding the coattails of Phase One. He got to ride the coattails. That was his advantage. He got to ride the coattails. So people just thought, oh well, James Gunn's name. He's and did it make $1 billion? I don't know if it did or didn't, but it's like
I don't think it made $1 billion, but it made a lot because
like close to it.
I still to this day love the first Guardians, but that's only, and it's like, and he didn't even write it. That's the crazy thing. He stole.
Yeah, that poor chick. He stole the fucking idea, the story from her. But he gets all the credit to the normies. They think that. Yeah, the first Guardians is good. I'm not going to slander it. I enjoyed it. It's still introducing all the goofy shit in the Marvel that came later. Yeah. It is the movie that, hey, you know what? I don't think we get. Was there? What's the Captain?
Captain, you talking about Captain Marvel or?
Yes, thank you. We don't get none of that if Guardians didn't come along.
We don't get that. We don't get Thor: Love and Thunder, Thor Ragnarok.
We don't get none of that.
Yeah.
If it wasn't from James Gunn, so he's the one who made the quality of Marvel go down, and Marvel, even though I will say Fantastic Four is one of the most Zack Snyder-esque type of Marvel movies. That was fucking good.
Facts.
I don't know why that one didn't do what it should. That movie was fucking good, dude. That Silver Surfer chase scene and Warp Speed was fucking kick ass. That was exciting. And I'm watching it going, dude, did Zack Snyder fucking direct this shit? Because this is like something out.
You had Galactus leaning down like Darkseid and Steppenwolf grabbing the Earth and smelling it, and I'm like, that's literally from ZSJL. You can't convince me it's not.
The director of that, I don't know who they were or are, but yeah, that person's a Zack Snyder fan. You can't tell me otherwise because there was just so much Zackish things about that movie. So I thought that was a good one, but that was for whatever reason the public, we're still hating on Marvel, and I think it's this too. The Fantastic Four is they're known, but they're not Spider-Man or
they weren't ever like that. It's just like if you were a Fantastic Four fan, like it was very niche. They weren't as popular.
Yeah, it's a niche comic book fan base.
Yeah, but they weren't as niche as like Iron Man, because Iron Man was like, I remember not a lot of people was fucking with Iron Man.
No.
So with Fantastic Four, they're the first family in Marvel. So it's like, if you knew about them, you knew about them. If you didn't, you didn't. But they're still enough to where it still pulled a fan base, and then pulled normies who didn't know about them, or they knew about Fantastic Four because of the 2000s movie. So,
they are guilty pleasures of mine. I enjoy those movies.
Oh, there's guilty pleasures of mine.
Yeah, I know they're not like great films, but they're fun, man. They were fucking fun. But yeah, this Fantastic Four, though, the recent one was really good, and it's a shame it didn't do what it could have done, But I think they suffered from the Marvels Miss Marvel.
Yeah,
They suffered from that
Captain
prior to it.
Captain
Yeah,
America is what really did it because they
me and
they
Sky like Captain America though.
I like it. I still and I'm not saying y'all don't have issues with it, but I would say the first half amazing. Second half is when it starts after he leaves the bunker and dealing with the soldiers who are mind controlled by the leader and all that.
Yeah,
After that is when it starts going downhill for me, but I still enjoy it.
yeah, it's still better than the Marvels.
Oh yeah, oh
They
absolutely,
that
absolutely.
I watched that on streaming one day, and I was like, am I gonna make it through this? This is fucking terrible. Song and dance. What's going on, dude? What the hell are they doing? Bad stuff. I tried. I
Yeah,
tried. I tried to be a fucking fan. I tried to, not like it. I made it through it, but I did not like it. I was like, dude, never again.
yeah,
That was one of the ones I had on when I was working, actually. And even I kept looking over and I'm going, what the fuck is this, dude? What this? No wonder their movies are bombing. And get back to basics, man. Anyway, yeah. So that was, Fantastic Four was like it. It should have done better, but whatever. That's one.
yeah.
I forgot what the hell we were talking about prior to that, but
Oh yeah, I feel the same thing about Thunderbolts because Thunderbolts I feel like should have done way better than
that was a good movie. Yeah,
it was. Yeah,
that had to me that had a early Marvel feel to it.
that's what I said. That's what I said too. I was
Yeah.
like, yo, this is early phase one.
Yeah, this is like something that would have been produced during that time.
Yeah,
But again, I think it suffered from the prior films that right before it. They killed that.
yeah.
Why don't they just use Serpent Society and Cap for a crazy delay? I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know.
They had so many rewrites and reshoots. I'm like, y'all were probably better off whatever the first shot or the first, before you started doing reshoots and all that. That probably would have been a better movie.
Yeah.
But
I think too they were trying to get the Red Hulk more mainstreamed because they have all those issues with the Hulk. What is it? The copyright issues or whatever with the Hulk. But
yeah,
if they used Red Hulk and if say Red Hulk for whatever reason got popular, then they could easily make their Hulk movie.
yeah.
I think that's how that works. They just can't use the Bruce Banner version of the Hulk and the rights, with Universal and all that. So maybe that's why they were trying to throw that in there out of the blue at the end. All of a sudden, Thunderbolt Ross. Yeah, Thunderbolts was underrated. That was all right. That wasn't bad. Well, we'll see how they do now. Coming up in Endgame, right? Or what is it called? Endgame?
No, Doomsday.
Yeah, Endgame was the last one. Doomsday. Duh, fucking Doctor Doom. We were just talking about that. Raising up the Sentinels.
Oh my god,
dude! How do we get? Hey, gang. Well, hey, Superman, Mr. Miracle, and Supergirl and Crypto are teaming up. Even I know our rivals over here got Doctor Doom raising Sentinels up. The X-Men.
You got Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen back. You got Channing Tatum as Gambit. You got and we over here with a goofy ass Superman. All right, bro. I guess. I guess.
This is our life as DC fans. And then we got to hear bullshit from aunties telling us, "Oh, you're just dumb." James, dude, I don't even argue with people on what is it, X anymore about that stuff. I used to get into some like epic fucking back and forths with them because I know they're trolls and I know they're not real or they're just not in like what is the word the argument is like never gonna be in good faith with those type of people. It's just nonsense. But it's funny how it does, in the end, show the internet isn't real life.
No, it's facts.
The internet is not real life.
I saw it firsthand. You see the Man of Steel hate online.
Mm-hmm.
I made a tweet about this, and people were really coming at me about like, oh, you just made that up or whatever. Literally before I made the tweet, I was at my neighbor's house. and it was his dad's birthday. So he had relatives over, and some of the other neighbors were over. So me and him are chilling in his living room. I'm like, "Yo, you trying to watch Man of Steel?" He's like, "Yeah, let's watch it. Put it on, play it." The amount of adults from neighbors to relatives are walking by, stopping. They're like, "Hold on, what y'all watching?" Oh, we watching Man of Steel, the Zack Snyder Superman movie. Oh, okay, all right. So they'll walk off, come back.
Like, oh,
You
they're
watch.
getting into it.
Yeah, and they're like, some people are sitting down on the couch with us. We're like, oh, hold on, like, is that Kevin Costner? Is that Russell Crowe? Amy
Yeah.
Adams? Hold
Yeah.
on, and
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I'm like,
Yeah, it is. Top-notch actors.
and people are just, some people are just like talking about Superman. I'm not bringing it up. They're bringing it up themselves. I'm like, yeah, we saw that Superman movie. It was goofy. I didn't like it. But this is awesome. Oh snap! Like I'm seeing it real time.
How the world really perceives it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I already knew it when I seen Man of Steel in theaters with other people, but seeing it later on now and still seeing the same reactions of people enjoying it, I was like, okay, all right, I'm not crazy. All right,
Dude,
cool.
it was the 3D craze, right? Was going
Mhm.
on when Man of Steel, so we saw it in 3D at the IMAX.
Oh,
And dude, and when Jor-El was giving him his speech before he flies, and he finally,
yeah,
got the whole theater erupted. It still gives me chills. I'm getting them right now.
same.
It was because it was so powerful. The moment, you know, and we never got a first fight scene like that ever from Superman in any other movie. And I thanks Zack Snyder. Thanks Zack Snyder. He fucking made that happen, and it looked fantastic. The crowd just like erupted. Yeah, you know how it is, dude. It was fucking great, man. I was like, I want to experience that for my DC movies again.
Yeah, like, and I love Marvel, but
This ain't
these,
Marvel hate. This is Marvel
yeah,
jealousy in my book. I'm
yeah.
jealous, dude. I'm like, man, you motherfuckers get to eat great.
And for me, I love both. And I'm not saying you don't eat. I love both. So it's like I want to eat from both, but I can't.
Yeah.
I can only. It's like eating at two of your favorite restaurants, and it's like your main restaurant that you really love, you can't eat at because of. Let's just use James Gunn as like the roach
He's the
infestation.
new chef. He
Yeah,
fucked up the
he's
formula.
he fucked up
The
everything.
recipes, I mean.
So
Yeah.
now you got to go to your second favorite, and it's like
But you
I
still
still
miss all
like
your
it.
good food over at the other restaurant, but it's
Yeah.
not the same no more. The
It's not
chef
the
came in
same.
with his crappy new recipe, and they just taste like crap. And you're like, man, I wish the old
I'm
recipe
outside
come
like, yo,
back.
bring back the old chef. Bring back the old chef,
Let the old chef cook.
please.
Why
Oh,
are we dealing with this new chef? Why are we doing this? Why did you met a director be a studio head in the first place too? Because
right.
that's how could you not see conflict of interest written all over that? Really? Someone has to say no, but a director, he's gonna greenlit everything he wants to do.
What, he greenlit two of his passion projects before Superman,
Yep.
and then
And
he
how'd they
wrote
do?
and directed Superman. Like,
Yep.
oh my, yeah,
And I do believe, I do believe the narrative that someone at Paramount said, "Nah, you're not going to do anything with Batman." I do believe that there's some type of mandate that went down. They're not fucking up Batman.
oh
No.
yeah, they
Yeah.
they.
But I
I
think
don't
he
think
did
it,
want to do it. I really believe he wanted to do the Batman movie.
oh yeah, and I'm glad somebody. I don't know if it was Paramount, WB, whoever told him no.
Whoever, no.
I'm glad because you already messed up Superman. You already proved to
Can you
me.
imagine what he could do, the fucking brand damage he could do to Batman?
I don't want to
Can you
imagine.
imagine their biggest moneymaker? What he could do if he got a hold of that character and the stupidity?
I already
Batmite.
don't.
You know
I
he
already
would put
don't.
Batmite in the fucking movie. You
Oh
know
my
he would.
god! I already don't like the guy. I don't even want to imagine. I already don't want to imagine. Like, no, just
How
no.
much brand damage do we put up with till you pull the fucking plug?
if you give him Batman, that is literally not only career suicide for him, DC suicide,
IP suicide. Yeah,
you're man, no.
IP suicide for sure. I I'm gonna watch a Matt Reeves Batman any day over a James Gunn Batman.
Absolutely, absolutely,
I'm sorry,
absolutely.
and and that's coming from a guy who says the Batman character, the actual guy, the Batman in the Batman is the worst thing about the Batman, and I would still watch that over anything James Gunn would fucking put out there as Batman. That'd be a fucking nightmare, dude. That would be a nightmare.
I can't even imagine I can't even imagine a James Gunn Justice League movie.
Can you imagine
I
how
could not.
stupid it would be? How fucking
It,
dumb it'd be. That'd be embarrassment. IP suicide. It would be IP. The clown jokes and the makes my stomach turn. But
oh my god.
you know, let's end on a positive note and say,
Yeah.
all signs do point, that something is going on with Zach
Mm-hmm.
and in his IP, his DCEU, the Zack Snyderverse. So I expect we're going to get some type of something here in the future. Exactly what it remains to be seen. But the
Mm-hmm.
logical thing would be Zach, doing his Justice League films. I
Yeah.
mean, you want to make the fans happy. Let Zach do his Justice League films. So, trying to make this Dark Knight narrative on a film that is the last film. That's the last
Yeah.
film. We're not ready for the last film. We want this one. We want
Absolutely.
the
He's
film finished.
everybody's talking about this, the pawn post, like Sky and Leon said on the stream we did. The pawn is not the Dark Knight Returns. The pawn is Justice League and what spawns out of Justice League.
You can do so much more out of Justice League than you will build. Dark Knight Returns a finality.
Yeah.
Justice League is like a whole new opportunities to make the whole DC universe right again.
Yeah.
Bring back Black Adam. You know, I okay. I know we keep saying we're gonna end, but one more thing. I honestly think in Nightmare timeline, you're gonna need Black Adam
Mm-hmm.
to bang it up with Superman because there ain't gonna
Yeah.
be no one else powerful to take on evil Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And I still think, and I always thought that from the storyboards that he had of, like, it was Green Lantern, Batman, Flash, Cyborg, Mira, Joker. I still think, I think there was more people, not too many, but I thought, like you said, Black Adam,
and he
Green
already
Arrow,
said
maybe.
those storyboards would change. They're changed now because
Yeah.
they abandoned that story. Not we don't know to what extent,
Yeah.
but yeah, they had to change it up because obviously everybody knows the story now. He put it's out there, so there would be. I mean, in my mind, Superman comes down, they all look like they're screwed and this and that. They don't know what's going on, and then Black Adam just comes in and just out of nowhere. That would be like oh, that'd be a hell of a moment.
Yeah.
Just
Give
have them
them
come
time.
out, yeah,
Trying to get away
and get them to fight, and then give them time to do their mission. Yeah, because
Yeah.
Superman's going to have his handful, which would have been set up wonderfully great in a Black Adam versus Superman movie to set up that rivalry that
Yeah.
you could have set up, and then have it pay off, and the Nightmare timeline would have been like really even better, in my opinion. But that's it. I believe. You got any final thoughts, Cozy? You want to plug your channel? Let everybody know where they can catch you.
So where y'all can find me? First of all, Twitter, Cozy Boy Cam, KOZYBOYKAM. I do spaces. We have conversations like this on Twitter. So, follow me on there. You might get an alert of when I go live on there, or if you're on Twitter and you see at the top Oh, cozy space.
I listen to them. They're good conversations, just
Oh
like
yeah,
this. They are.
we have amazing conversations. YouTube, Cozy's World, KOZY apostrophe SWORLD. I do reactions, I game. I'm starting streaming on there soon, so more conversations like this. And hopefully more gaming on those streams. And check me out on the Lethal Geeks channel, on Lethal
That's
Geeks
right.
on YouTube. It's literally spelled, it's like Lethal Weapon, but take out the weapon and put geeks instead. I do one shots. I have some other stuff coming up soon. A little sneak peek of, or a drop or whatever, a scoop. Is I'm doing a Snyderverse. What do we call it? Snyderverse. Dang, I can't even remember the name. But basically,
I
I'm doing
understand
this.
that happens.
I'm doing this like cool edit of just covering the Snyderverse, and basically it's just like a video essay, just all the negative ones y'all see out there. This is mine to counter all the negative, and some for all the fans to enjoy. And finally, Sky's live stream.
Yeah, you're a regular on Skies. Yep.
I'm a regular in Skies, but most importantly, check out the recent stream. We had amazing talks.
Inspired this stream tonight.
Inspired this stream.
Yep.
So check that out. If you want even more detail on stuff of what we were talking about here, it's over there. And that's really it, man. That's it. That's all I got. So yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on to I was gonna say the Witching Hour, but it's Pandora's Box. They're two different shows. I'm sure the algorithm can't figure out what the hell this guy is doing. Whatever.
He does rock stuff and he's doing geek stuff.
What is this crap?
What is he doing?
We don't know where to put him. Fuck. Anyway, yeah, it was fun stream, dude. Good time, man. Thanks for coming on. I'm just gonna do no outro. We're done, man. So see you next time. Thanks.
See ya. Deuce.